Hello again, and welcome back to the Prepare for Landon podcast. Before we get into it, subscribe to the channel and check out some of the other videos. But yeah, it's been a while. I've been living life and working on some music stuff. Recently released a project with some friends of mine called Amari. I'll put the link in the description below. We have a couple songs out now. I'm working on more. And I recently also joined an emo cover band called Finding Emo. Show's been a lot of fun. It's been really cool. Playing some emo night type events and everything. But yeah, I'll make sure I put the dates below as well. We currently have May 18th coming up, Temecula, Bastard's Canteen, and May 25th at Fiesta, Hermosa Beer Garden, I think it's called. But I'll put the dates below so you can come out to the show, have some fun. Now, my guest this episode is the Shane Alexander. He is a winemaker and a stuntman. And he's also in the process of kind of combining both of those worlds into one. So, make sure you follow him. Make sure you hire him, whether for a movie or a music video, for all my music friends, choreograph a fight scene or something. And let's get into it. Enjoy the episode.
Wow, dude!
I don't know, man. Crazy, dude. Like, I let you in my house.
What are we talking about?
What?
This is the Prepare for Landon podcast with your host, Joshua Landon. Buckle up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm too tell you that's there. She'll probably freak.
I thought that was hers.
It is. She forgot it's there, didn't tell her.
All right, well, there's like so many ways that we could go with this to start, because you're a man of a few different hats. I think we're good. We're good to go. I think everything's good.
I mostly only ever see the one, really.
That's good.
But I am curious. I've always been curious about how you make your wine. Like, do you make your own wine, or do you just make wine? Like, you have yours that you've concocted your own, or
Like you mean like for myself?
Did you invent the wine?
pull that mic closer.
Oh,
yeah, did
oh,
you
yeah,
invent
right.
wine?
Yes. So, sit down, boys and girls. I have invented wine. No, dude. So if you mean for like, for the wines that I make for the wineries and stuff for my clients, I create that wine from grape to bottle. Like, I oversee all the harvesting.
Is that already an existing recipe though, or is it like?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, so each winery is different based on what the owner of the winery is kind of somewhat looking for. So like Fazeli, for example, like he's got this idea of wines that he wants and the kind of flavor profile he's looking for. And then so I could just I combine like my technique and the way I make wine, and I try to craft that flavor profile based on what I do with my winemaking and all that stuff. And then I'll have him taste it and sample it along the way. And he's like, yeah, this is super good. Or like, hey, can we tweak this and do this? I'm like, yeah, sure. If it's possible, obviously. For Vitaliano, it's a little different because they're pretty much like family now. So he's like, just make me good wine. He's like, I don't care what you make. So I was like, dope. Cause that's like the best thing you do is just be like, hey, make what you want to make and make what you like making. Cause then it's usually like anything else, anything you like making and doing, then you usually tend to, it usually just kind of turns out better because you have more heart into it. So that's how Vitaliano.
It's got that love addition to the.
Yeah, exactly.
season,
You're kind of like, ooh, yeah, like the salt bake. But I'm trying to open my own production area, and that's what I've been working on so much.
To create like your own flavor profile.
Correct, like my own wine label,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna sell that retail, and then I wanna do like a canned wine brand and label too, and then try to lock in contracts with all the baseball stadiums and the football stadiums and Costco and stuff like that too, to try to get started. And then hopefully, one day if that turns out super successful, then open my own winery where people can come and do all that. So
That'd be cool.
we'll see. Cross your fingers.
How'd you get into this?
Well, so as we all know, we all grew up in Hemet. And right after high school, dude, I
started drinking really
so
hard.
I started drinking heavy, bro.
I got into wine.
Which before we get into this, I was wondering, because I had that thought earlier of yeah, you've been into wine for what I feel like is a long time.
Yeah,
so
dude,
were you the guy at the high school parties that brought in?
Yes, dude, and so that's not even a joke. Ask Roger and Mark and everybody we grew up with. I would be the guy that's like, let's go to a party. I'm like, sick. Let's stop by the store real quick. And like, we'll try to find somebody to get us some alcohol. I'm like, okay, dope. And we would. And I would ask the person to go get us a bottle of wine. And they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, so I would show up. So like, I would show up.
I got the Coors. I got the Coronas. I got the Moscato.
Got the Cabernet. So I'd show up with a bottle of wine and nobody would ever want it. Cause I don't know, we're fucking teenagers. Like, so I'd wind up just having it all to myself, which was awesome. So that was always a thing. It was never not a thing. So when I started working at the wineries, people were like, oh, okay, it kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, but no, right after high school, dude, when we were 18, my mom was like, you should go to the wineries like in Temecula and go try to see if you can get a job in the restaurant as like a busboy and try to work your way up as a server because it's like really good money while you're going to school and stuff. And I was like, damn, that's a good idea. But I had no idea really about wine country. I didn't know how big it was. I had never even been there. So I was like, okay. So I jumped on my motorcycle and I rode out there for an interview that my mom got me because she knew the manager at Faulkner, but in the restaurant. So I got the interview and then I got hired. I got the job. And then like a few months after that, the winemaker would always come in for lunch in the restaurant. And I was always like, kind of would help him out and stuff like that. So he came up and I got to know him and I was like, hey, Steve, I was like, I see all that equipment over there and the stuff that you're doing. I was like, it looks really cool. I was like, hey, if you ever need like help, I would never mind volunteering and coming and giving you like an extra hand or anything like that. I hear harvest season is crazy. And he was like, oh, that'd be awesome. So I did. And they actually wound up just letting me clock in and I got paid doing it. And then after a few months, he's like, hey, you work really hard and you're always like being here and you're great to be around and you seem legitimately interested. He's like, are you interested in like a learning position, like an apprenticeship essentially? And I was like, oh my God, that'd be like fucking amazing. So I was like, yes, of course. And I also just need more money because we're broke ass kids from Hemet. So I was like, yes, like everything. Yes. So I did. And then one thing led to the next, and then I did a whole apprenticeship with him for a couple of years, and then I became his assistant shortly after that. And I was like just one of the youngest like people in Temecula in wine production and stuff like that. So because I wasn't even, when I fully took on assistant winemaking, I was like barely 20 years old. I don't think I was 20 years old yet. I was like 19, still about to be 20.
To drink.
Yeah, I wasn't. And then like I would like get bought. I mean, it was a full disclaimer, never leaves the room, but like I would get bottles. They would like I was like, here's some extra bottles or whatever, and then I would take those to the parties that we would still go to, and nobody still liked wine, so I'd still get all the wine. I just had like free wine at this point though.
Dang, so you were like drunk as hell at all those parties.
Dude, one time when I first started drinking wine, I liked Riesling, it's like kind of like a timid version of Moscato. And when I first moved in with Roger at the house over close to you, there was this random house party like down the street. Was walkable, and it was the first night I moved in, and I had already been working at Faulkner. I think I was 19, and I had a bottle of Riesling because they had just given it to me and Mark. And I was like, oh, cool, we'll just take some of this and be like the cool kids. So we walked down to the party. I had no idea whose house it was, but Roger knew him apparently.
Be like the cool kids.
Yeah. What a fucking loser. And then like, so I walk in, dude, again, and nobody wants my wine except like some of the girls that were like, I like wine. And then like, they really didn't like wine though. They tried it and they're like, oh, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. I know you don't like this. Like,
especially red wine too.
Yeah. Even more. So yeah, so I just wound up drinking 2 bottles of wine by myself and passed out in the front yard and puked, and Jeff came and found me and woke me up. So good old times, dude. Good days, bro.
I felt so validated the other night when I was talking to, oh man, I'm such a dickhead with names. Your business partner.
Oh, and, Tanner.
Yeah. Wait, was it? Tanner?
Tanner? Yeah. Tall buff dude.
Because the thing I always say when people ask me if I like wine is like, no, it kind of just all tastes like leather to me.
I mean, and that's not wrong though.
The girls who were trying to get me into wine would always be like, "Wow, you're crazy." No, it's so like. But he was like, "No, I like it when it tastes like leather," and I was like, "Oh, I hate wine. Cool,
dope."
I'm not like
I like because I like mostly white wines or rosés. Not a huge red fan, but I'm always down to try it.
Yeah,
but like I get the leather taste. But when I first got like my first buzz / drunk episode off of wine, I was like, oh,
dude,
I get it.
Oh, right.
I wish I liked it because the buzz is so much better. It's way more fun.
It's different,
it's way more fun.
And there's actually a science behind that. So,
it's all
yeah.
sugar.
There's a legit no, dude. Also, like red wine, especially red, because you ferment all the sugar out. That's like a big misconception. People are like low calorie wine. I'm like, well, if it's red wine and it's like fully fermented, like out of sugar, like. Most red wine is like low calorie and like pretty much super healthy. So like I always see these like fit red wine Cabernets. I'm like, well, what's in it? Like, what did you do differently? Yeah. But so it's most red wine's low calorie, but yeah, with the different drunkenness though, it's weird because it hits you differently because you have histamines. There's histamines in red wine because of all the pollen from the grapes, because the bees pollinate flowers center in the grapes, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and there's bees constantly over these grapes trying to harvest actual sugar from the grape too while we're harvesting. So you have nothing but just pollen and stuff like that on these grapes, and you don't exactly clean them or like sterilize them when you crush them and stuff, and a lot of the histamines actually do kind of get trapped in the wine, and the histamine goes into your bloodstream and it kind of gives you a little bit of like a head high almost. That's why the wine drunk is a little bit different. It's why it's kind of like a chill drunk. Like when you drink wine, you're kind of like, dude, feeling pretty good.
Is
right
that
now.
good not to wash them?
Well, I mean, there's like,
or is it just like too much of a process? That,
it's
like,
fine.
it's
like,
lot,
yeah, there's no, it's like not bad if you don't wash them, but it would be so hard because like for example, like tomorrow, I think we're getting some fruit in, and it's like 10,000 pounds. Like, we're not going to wash 10,000 pounds of grapes. That's nuts, dude. Yeah. So especially there's like 2 of us, so that's for sure not happening. Yeah. So it just kind of gets in there in the process, and obviously like it gets filtered, it gets fined, and during the fermentation process, it creates CO2, and then you lock that CO2 in a tank, essentially, like you let the top vent, and that's about it. And almost nothing can live in any atmosphere without oxygen. So I mean, most of the stuff that would be in there is killed off at the point, plus alcohol content. So it's that's why you get like a little bit of a different kind of drunk when you're drinking wine, because it's like almost like a mini baby high.
Oh, cheers to that.
Yeah, then cheers, bro.
Why is the hangover so vicious? Because I always thought, because it's not just wine, that like if there's a lot of sugar in the drink, like like the hangover is way worse.
Just sugar in general.
So if it's not the sugar, like if there's no real sugar in the wine, like what is it that makes it so fucking mean?
I'm so glad
you
asked, Kendall. So it's because of those histamines that go into your bloodstream. That's why it gives you that pounding fucking headache sometimes, and that's also why you get people like, I get so sleepy when I drink wine, and that's also
because you're having an allergic reaction.
I mean, essentially, I guess in a really small way you could, and then if like you really like do get allergies, like people will usually get really big headaches from it.
Yep.
And people are like, oh, it's this because there's naturally sulfites occurring on grapes, but then here in the United States, we also, unless you're deemed as like an organic wine creator or whatever, we also add metabisulfite, which are sulfites in there. And what that does is it kills bacteria, it protects it from oxygen. So there's a little bit of, we call it SO2, added into your wine through the winemaking stages and processes. And a lot of people like to think, they're like, oh, I'm super sensitive to sulfites and I get headaches from it. And it's really funny because so many people are like so determined about that. But what actually gives you and creates those headaches a lot more is just the histamines themselves giving you that pounding headache. So people are like, I'm super sensitive to sulfites, I get headaches from it. I'm like, well, you're not getting the headache because of the sulfite. If you were having a reaction to sulfites, then it would be in your stomach and you'd have like an upset stomach and, I don't know, shit your pants or something. So so it's just crazy, the crazy sciences behind it. And like,
I mean, there's beer shits, like there could be wine shits, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, beer shits are the worst.
Well, I think that's because,
oh my God.
your body's trying to get rid of the poison that you put into it. So that's why alcohol makes you...
That's one way, I guess.
Your brains out if you have too much.
I mean, it's essentially why you get drunk, too, is because you're putting poison in your body, and then your
I feel like your
liver's struggling. That's the way your brain tells you to stop drinking.
I feel like it's more common to come up the other way, though.
Yeah.
Like beer shits
it's
happen.
Like
I feel like beer shits aren't the same as like getting too drunk and fucked up
and
where you throw up.
Well, I don't...
Sometimes I'll just drink and I'll have some drinks and then like next morning, like...
Yeah,
it's flowing.
Here it
so
comes.
Like, but I don't feel like I'm fucked up still.
Yeah, you feel fine. You're just like, oh, my body's Persian.
Yeah, like
not like I would if I went through a throwing up phase.
Yeah.
Every time I drink.
Yeah,
but like.
Wait, did you say you do throw up every time? Oh,
I don't. But if I drink more than like a beer or two, or like a drink or two, I'm
for sure having beer shits.
I'm for sure gonna.
Oh, shit,
especially if I
really?
ate too.
Oh, that's interesting, dude. Yeah, I mean, I get the beer shits.
Maybe it's the shitty food after getting fucked up.
But it's even.
Have
if
you
I
studied
don't...
what you eat afterwards?
Of course, it's also what I, even when I don't eat. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. I only like.
Yeah, be careful for that,
dude. I would get the beer shits really bad, especially in high school because we're degenerates and playing beer pong and stuff.
Oh,
I would get beer shit so bad from shitty beer like Coors Light.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Natty Ice and all that shit like that. Like, dude, the next day would be awful.
Did you learn? Because I wasn't aware that you were like so involved in like the science of things too.
Yeah.
Like, did you learn that in your apprenticeship, or you study that on your own outside of things, like outside of work?
Choking on my wine. Yeah, dude. So I learned a lot of the sciences with traditional apprenticeship, but then once I realized that like I really wanted to get into this and I really wanted to do this and try to make like a career out of it, then I was in JC already, but I switched my major over to microbiology. I was originally in there for history. I wanted to be a history professor. So I switched my major over because I was like, oh, this is like, I can see me like doing more with this. And then I took like chemistry, microbiology, and plant biology and stuff like that during JC, just enough to kind of like get my understanding more of just like kind of the science behind it, the lab stuff, especially like chemistry and like the math. Like chemistry math is so much different than normal math. It's just so much freaking arithmetic, but it's just like compounding arithmetic over and over. So and then converting mLs to liters and gallons, liters, and a lot of stuff too. So that kind of helped me with all my lab stuff, but I never went and got like my bachelor's or anything in it. I got enough like during my AA to be like, okay, this is plenty of lab stuff I need to know for the winemaking that I want to do. So because my wine mentor wasn't like he didn't rely on lab stuff a lot. Like we needed to do the basics, like testing the SO2s and the pHs and stuff like that. But like some wineries, like they just have a lab person that works there full time, and they're just cranking out just ridiculous amounts of like lab tests of tartarics and dissolved O2 tartaric. So it's crazy. So I didn't get too nuts with the lab stuff just because I wasn't taught that way. So I'm a more old school, like smell, taste. If like smells and tastes and something's wrong, in sight, like then obviously something's wrong. But if it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of thing,
You learned about winemaking in AA?
Yeah, I did. My AA of winemaking. Shut up, Kendall.
Hi, I'm Shane, and I'm a what's a wine expert guy?
A sommelier.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Shane, and I'm a sommelier.
Hi, Shane. I'm not even a sommelier. I got my level 1, but I never kept going with it. I should probably do that.
Why is that? Just life.
Yeah, like life got busy, and I was super young when I was taking it, and it was expensive, and I broke, dude. I didn't have any money, so when I was younger, like now that I'm better off and stuff, I probably have more time and resources to take it, but it's hard though. It's like if you get like your master somm from the guild, it's like one of the hardest tests like in the entire world. It's like harder than the bar for lawyers and like all that stuff too, so it's like a huge commitment. Not that I'd have to go get my master level in it, but it's through the guild. The guild of sommeliers.
You have,
read
like,
this ancient scripture and you shall enter.
You have
It does sound like video game shit.
Dude,
the
doesn't
Guild
it?
of Sommeliers.
Yeah,
we should write a dope
Are
script.
you a tribe of assassins?
Yeah.
That's what you sound like.
We use wine to
I'm having one of those moments where I'm like flashing images in my head of like us creating this movie of like Lord of the Rings at your winery and like
Dude, that would be so dope. We all have the stunt equipment now. We got all the swords. That would be
axe.
And my wine opener.
I see that you like I see on Instagram like you have like your machinery and everything that you do to like filter grapes and crush them. I'm assuming. Do you? And if you do, how often are you still doing like the stomping method?
Oh, dude, that's so funny. We get that question so much, especially like when they're doing tours to the winery, and you get the woo girls like, "Oh my god, do you stomp on the grapes?" Or like, yes,
I am definitely
yes.
a woo girl. For sure.
Yes, Becky, we step on the grapes. So funny story about that. So I mean, the short answer is no. You don't really do that because it's commercial and
Gross.
We're not.
And I've seen your feet.
Yeah. Hey, bro, my feet are. I just went and got a pedicure last week. I mean, my feet are trash now. But anyways, look. No, so like the short answer is no because nobody's gonna stomp. Yeah, just
Angle the camera down.
Hello. I need to trim my toenails. But I mean, nobody's gonna stomp on 10,000 pounds of grape. Like that's insane, and that's getting 5 tons and 10 tons of grapes and stuff is super normal. So definitely not doing that. But one time, dude, I think this is my second year when I took over the winemaking operations at Vitaliano. they had like really like small equipment. It wasn't really, it couldn't crush and produce the amount that we were getting up to there. It was more like kind of home winemaker size equipment, and we were just trying to use it, and it broke down on us because we just overloaded it, so it fried the whole motor. And once you start harvesting a grape and stuff like that, you can't exactly like stop and wait 3 days for your equipment to come in or to get fixed. Like it has to happen now because there's natural yeast on grapes, and they will start naturally fermenting if you don't get it, crush it, and hit it with a little bit of SO2 to kill the natural yeast on it and get it really cold, get it to about 40 to 45 degrees. So we're like, shit, okay, our equipment's broken. We're halfway through this Muscat. And I didn't know what to do. And I'm just sitting there. I was brainstorming. I was with John Mulgannon, actually. And we're like, well, I guess.
Who's that?
I'm like, oh, I know these people. And then I think about like.
Yeah, you're like, nobody knows.
Someone
John Mulgannon. We grew up with him in school, all throughout school and stuff. He's super cool.
My bad, John.
He's going to call me. He's like, that asshole. So, you know, he was there, and we were just, like, trying to brainstorm, like, what do we do? What do we do? And then Anthony was still at the time, and Chad was there, too, and he was just, like, making fun. He's like, we could stomp in it. And I was like, well, you know, we could stomp in it. And he's like, oh, my God. He was, like, in all these gym classes and stuff. He's like, I have all these, like, women in my Zumba class, wherever the hell he takes. And he's like, they would love to come stomp in the grapes. And I was like, holy shit, this could actually work. So he calls all of his friends, and they come out.
Sipping Zumba.
Yeah, sipping in Zumba. And they come out, dude, and they're all in their fitness clothes. And we have them in these, we call them half-ton bins, and they hold a half-ton of grapes. And they're legit in there, dude. And we sanitize their feet, and then you step in the sanitizing buck, and then you step into the grapes. And then, dude, they were just for hours, bro. Like, I have videos of it. For hours. They're just stomping on these grapes. And they actually did a better job than our machinery was doing.
Dude, it seems fun as shit.
Yeah, I mean, but, dude, it's a fucking workout, though. They were dying.
Well, they like staying fit. Like
yeah, that's what I was saying. And I was just laughing, dude, because me and John were just like, yeah, you guys go for it. We're just like drinking a beer. Like, doing great, ladies.
Wow, not even drinking wine.
I know, right? What a crime, bro.
Actually, or is it less disrespectful because it's not doing that in front of them? Almost
yeah,
like
I didn't want, yeah, it's weird because the grapes are like, oh my God, that's my cousin Vinny. Like,
yeah.
Vinny the Vermentino. So yeah,
I bet there's one.
I can safely say that I've made wine like the old school grape stomping way, and we used it and processed it, and it turned out really, really good. We actually just released it like a few months ago. We're gonna send it out and see if it can win some medals. Dude, I hope it does. That'd be so dope. It wins like gold. I'm like, I guess how this was
from
made.
Vitaliano.
From Vitaliano. That's a Vitaliano label, yeah.
Nice.
Dang.
It was crazy. So I was like, it's kind of like bragging rights,
yeah.
except for the fact they're like, well, sorry, your equipment sucks. I'm like, I know. But yeah, dude, that was fun though.
Any ideas? You mentioned like making your own, like getting into like the canned wine to sell at places.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of, and this is a segue I'm trying to do as well, of creating a wine almost based off of somehow Stunt Crew?
Yeah, actually, so my business, Action Wines, is a play on, you know, my stunt, you know, my stuntman life, and then the wine life. So I was like, Action Wines. It's simple, it's easy, and it kind of like plays to both sides, and it can go anywhere, because the idea for the production area that we're gonna get up and going is if you ever go to the like the grocery store and you buy, let's say 19 Crimes, for example. A lot of people know that. If you flip over the bottle, on the very bottom, it'll say vinted or produced or barreled. It'll say vinted. For example, let's say it's produced and bottled by Mondavi, for example. Mondavi is like the head company that made the wine, but the label of the wine is 19 Crimes. So like somebody probably, you know, owns that label. Again, this is all example. I don't know actually who owns that label. But Mondavi was the headquarters who made the wine for this person that wanted this wine label, and they probably said, "Hey, I want to do 19 Crimes. I want to put Snoop Dogg in it. I want it to taste like, you know, like this."
I think it's his wine.
Is it? Yeah. So okay. So let's say it's Snoop Dogg's wine, for example. I'm unless I'm wrong, it would be super dope if Snoop Dogg's out there and he's just like, and now he's a winemaker. Like, what else does this man do? Like,
so cool.
Dude, I would be like,
he does everything.
Gotta be best friends with this guy.
Not?
Yeah, dude, it's Snoop Dogg. Like, it wouldn't actually surprise me. He's just like, what's up, playa? So I'm out here macerating these grapes. Like, but let's say, you know, so he wants his own wine label. So he would go to Mondavi, for example, and be like, hey, this is what I want. And they'd be like, okay, we'll produce your label. But then on the very fine print, you know, produced and bottled by Mondavi. So that's essentially what I want Action Wines to do at the production area we're going to have. So we'll have multiple different brands and labels, but it'll all be produced under the umbrella of Action Wines, even if it's like, you know, Two Dudes Wine or like, you know, something else. But I want to incorporate some kind of cool stunt label under the umbrella of Action Wines.
Have you started like any ideas for it, or is it just
not
that like
yeah.
we want to do it type of thing?
We want to do it. We just haven't, especially with the canned wine brand, because it's so fun. Like canned, but you know, fun. It's more trendy and stuff like that, and it would definitely fit that role more so than like a nice bottle you present at like, you know, $100 bottle you present at like a nice dinner or something.
should
You know?
choose, like,
It doesn't roll off. It's like Man on Fire, a bottle of wine. Like it doesn't, you know, it's not as selling point, I guess you could say, where canned wine you can get away with all that stuff, especially at like sports stadiums and all that. So the goal is there. One thing I really want to do, and I guess this could kind of play into the stunt world.
The goal is there. Sports stadiums.
Yeah, the goal is there. That'd be so. I hope so, dude. Cross your fingers for me, everybody. But what is a really cool one, and me and you know Mark Fagaro, right?
Yes.
Mark. Okay, we all know Mark. Yeah. So when we were super young, we were working at the winery. We always wanted to have our own winery, and we wanted to name it Mythos Winery, and we wanted to base all of our labels off of like mythical gods, like Norse gods, Greek gods, Roman gods, and like kind of have dope, cool labels based off like these really cool ass gods and stuff, and then, you know, kind of do like action labels kind of like that too. But that's, you know, that's way down the road. There's actually a winery in Paso Robles. Their wine label is animated. If you download their app and you hold the camera up to it, it tells a story like through animation. And I think they even started adding like sound and voiceovers to it. I think that would be super cool on like an action side of things. It plays out this like insane like action thing or something on there, you know, like
a fight scene,
or like, you
jumping
know,
through a ring of fire.
Or like two like medieval knights like going at it or something like that. So that's definitely for sure the future, because we could, I mean, the potential with that is so limitless, and I could use my stunt team and my stunt crew to shoot all this cool stuff, and then, you know, use that app and, you know, get in touch with whoever built that app.
That'd be really cool.
So that's, you know, that's way down the road, but that would be so awesome.
Because I've seen the Walking Dead wine with like the zombies crawling through the wine bottle and everything.
So something like that would be just, dude, that'd be like a dream come true, honestly. And that would like legitimately incorporate, you know, both of my lives into like one thing.
Yeah.
You should use like the French or Italian word for action or something like that.
Action.
Well, maybe something, but just like as your umbrella company name. So like you, because, you know, it's like you said Mendavi, and like I'm sure it's just a bunch, and like all the winery names are these super crazy.
Oh yeah,
names.
Crazy,
so
crazy
just
names.
Like pretend that it's like some
fancy thing. It's like this.
Just use some fancy form.
Yeah, just this
that relates to your stunt stuff, and then
instead of just
everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah,
piece of crap
legit.
American here in Temecula. Action wineries. What's up, these Canadians? Surprise, motherfucker. So yeah, dude, that's for sure in the works. You know, I have a meeting actually with investors and stuff on Wednesday to get the building up and going. I'm excited, dude. Excited and nervous, scared all at the same time, you know, but why not? You only live once, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do the kids say? YOLO? Oh, that's old now, huh? No cap, for real. It's busting.
I just
I'm
came
cool.
up with
I'm
this
hip.
rule now that I'm going to try to live by, where like if I ever have to say, what is it that the kids say? Just don't say that.
Yeah.
Just stop that.
Our time is upon us.
I'm looking at the French and Italian ways to say action.
Oh, what'd you come?
Well, I'm sure action
what'd you
is like would be a bad example, but like that would just
Azione.
Azione. That's Italian.
I kind of like
That's
it,
not
actually.
bad.
I'm not
That's
mad
not
about
bad.
that, though.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not
what's the
bad.
French one?
French one.
What's the
is,
Canadian one? Action, eh?
How do I?
It's just like French, but in a shitty accent.
My family's gonna murder you, Kendall. That's it. We're gonna kill him with kindness.
Here's French.
So azione and action.
Which
Action
makes sense,
is
you know?
more-
Yeah, I like azione
Roman
more,
languages
but
or whatever, romantic language, whatever they're called.
yeah, whatever language you're trying to flirt with somebody. In.
Or like, is stunt like a cool word in either one of those languages?
It's just stunte.
For real. Stunt with
in
more
French?
vowels.
Yeah. What?
What?
Cascade.
One more time.
Spell it.
Cascade.
Hush.
Wait, type in stunt man. What
It's
pops
like
up?
cascade.
Yeah,
Cascade.
cascade.
That's sick.
But yeah, type in stunt man. Now I'm curious. This isn't cool.
Stuntman.
That's what I'm gonna tell people what I am from now on. They're gonna be so confused.
In a foreign language. You dickhead.
Stunt man in foreign language. Think I'm cooler than I am.
If you ever work on a French film, you can say that.
Oh, dude. I'm going to England and
Nice.
Not what I wanted.
not what I was going for, but it'll work. Stunt. So, just in case everybody wants to know, it's a stuntman in French is stuntman.
I'm gonna do Italian.
Please tell me it's something
Italian in French.
No, dude, but I'm going to England to work on a Viking movie
in
late January, right after I get back from Canada, actually. So, I'm
rad.
so stoked, dude. Acrobatia. That makes sense. That for sure makes sense.
that.
Yeah.
Except that I can't really play that off words and have
Yeah.
people confused because that's
Yeah.
a dead giveaway. They're like, oh, you're an acrobat. I'm like, not at all, dude. I'm not that kind of stuntman. I don't do backflips, dude. I just get the shit beat out of me.
So, I guess, how would you? There's so many places I could start, but like I wanted like to kind of make it kind of cohesive in chronological order. So, how did you get started in stunt work?
So technically, how I got started, like I always wanted to be a stuntman when I was a little kid. That was kind of like what's your dream job? But the way I actually got started was I went up to Seattle and I became a student at the International Stunt School. It was founded by Dave Boucher. It was like an old school stunt guy. His life is fucking incredible. Like, if anybody's listening, if you ever get a chance, just do like a quick 10-minute research on his life. It's nuts. But he's super awesome. And then he built this stunt school in Seattle, and it's like I think it's the oldest stunt school now in the world, like running stunt school. It's like one of the most well-known ones as well. So I went there. My mom, funny story, my mom actually found it when I was 18. She always knew I wanted to be a stuntman, and when I was 18 for my 18th birthday, she found the stunt school for me. She like looked up all the best stunt schools in the world, and this is the one that popped up. And for my birthday, she was going to send me up there to go to stunt school, but she didn't think that I was probably mature enough yet to kind of handle that or do that, which thank God she called that, because she was 100% right, because I was such a piece of shit, dude. And so I never went up there. She said, you got to learn how to do a backflip, and then I'll send you up there, which, in hindsight, like now was just like a terrible thing to like, hey, you got to do a backflip and then you'll go to stunt school, because I still wouldn't have been ready no matter how many backflips I could have done. But anyways, right after my dad passed away, I like had this like coming of life thing where I was like, dude, you never know when you're going to die. So I just got to go fucking follow my dreams and do whatever I want to do now, because you never know. You could just die in your sleep. So that's what I did at 25. No, right before I turned 25, I went up to Seattle and I attended the stunt school, and it's kind of how I got my start. So you live up there for a little over a month, and you go through like this insane rigorous training. It's like 9, sometimes even 10 hours a day, and it's just like training. It's like boot camp for stuntmen, pretty much. And we do fight choreography, and we learn fight choreography, like multiple forms of fight choreography, for like a week and a half straight. That's like every day you wake up, that's all you just go do, and you drill it over and over and over and over and over. And then we move on to the next thing and the next thing, and then you start learning how to do fight choreography on wires and all that stuff, where you're doing crouch and tiger, flipping dragon and stuff like that. Flipping dragon. So that's kind of essentially that's how I got my start. And then I moved back actually here into this house, and then shortly after that I was like, I got to figure something out. I didn't like know the hustle was going to be so hard, like the hustling, networking and stuff like that. I was like, damn. So I moved to Huntington Beach to be closer to LA, because I didn't want to move like in LA, because I wasn't a huge fan of like living in the big city. And then I just kind of started doing would get on jobs as a background or like a PA, or I would just get on set however I could. Like I didn't get stuntman work until forever. It would just like whatever gigs I could find it, or I would work for free all the time. Like I remember like most of the stunts I started out doing, which like people would want crazy things, and I would do it for free. Like I would just be fucking myself up for free. I'm like, thanks, great, can I put this on my resume? So that's kind of how I got my start. That's really where it really started. And then there's a trickling effect. You get on bigger sets, talk to bigger people, get bigger jobs, you get better at being a stuntman.
Your mom,
You make a stunt school.
your mom telling you to not do you got to do a backflip and then I'll send you to school. That was like around mid-20 age?
No, that was like when I was 18. I was like right out of high school.
Okay, right out of high school.
Yeah.
So like that was after you'd already been doing, because I've known you since, you know, like
Oh yeah.
in high school.
Oh yeah, no, I already had my black belt. I already had my whole
Yeah,
martial arts
okay.
career. I
But,
was
like,
already like a medalist in
you were
international
you were in
competitions.
the fight clubs that
Yo,
like,
yeah, all that stuff, dude. Do you remember that RTC?
But wait,
yeah.
RTC will never
You're
die.
telling me you couldn't do a
Red
fucking
Tide.
backflip?
So
Bro,
sick.
I could not do. And Roger, you know what pissed me off even more was Roger could do like backflips over and over all day.
I know.
And I was like, how can I not do a backflip? Dude, my body just like, I'm sure I could train it. I'm sure I could probably figure it out if I really like put my head to it. But like my body just doesn't want to articulate that way. Like anything backwards is such a challenge for me.
Everyone always tells me that backflips are easier than front flips, but
Yeah.
everyone learns front flips first, so it's like aren't then front flips much
Well, see,
easier?
and that's my thing is like, again,
By
I'm not an
definition.
acrobat, and I have a lot of people on my stunt team that are acrobats, and like my one guy, Tiger, he could do a flip, like he could think about a flip and his body just does it. It's insane.
I feel like once you figure out how and like efficiently to do a backflip, I feel like once you figure that out, like then it's like, okay, this is easier than doing front flips.
Yeah,
for some reason.
yeah.
I'm sure like
the way
that's
your
how it
body
probably
is. Well, it's funny because because I
So it's
practiced.
less intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
So
landed
it's
one
harder.
backflip before. Yeah. I have landed one backflip before. It was like sloppy and probably the biggest backflip ever. But I technically have done a backflip. It's just fucking hard. But I was also training on trying to do front flips, and I've successfully done a front flip as well. And the front flips always just have seemed easier to me. I don't know. My body just, maybe I rotate better that way. I don't know.
It makes sense to like throw myself forward as opposed to just
Yeah.
backwards.
Like, again, like I'm
Yeah,
not an
trying to
acrobat.
put
So
my feet over my head.
Yeah.
What?
yeah, that seems like my like guys usually have more like weight on the upper body. So like I feel like I feel like I could throw that upper body forward a lot more. But I don't know. What do I know, dude? I'm not an acrobat, bro. World's worst stuntman, dude. So yeah, I've just never been very good at the acrobat stuff. It was a lot more like fight choreography and stuff like that. You know, cars, wreck, just hitting the ground super hard, get back up, sword work, and all that. So, yeah. One day I'll get the backflips done though.
you fix that.
No, wait, is your mic falling over there again?
You just gotta like when you adjust like the head of it, also adjust that joint with it, like kind of go so you can angle it, or just that too.
I'm not too quiet for this. This is fine.
I would pull that closer to you.
See,
than
that's
where
what.
it's at.
Yeah, I pulled it closer, but then when I relaxed my foot for a second,
It just falls over. Gotta put more weight on the bottom.
it's all good. It's all, I'm gonna leave it alone now.
All right. So like you are now like a leader, or I don't know what I would call you.
Leader.
I don't know what I would
Sounds so
call you
epic.
as far as like as part of like the stunt crew, where you have people come and you have students come that learn how to do this type of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, that's been like one of the craziest things that's happened in my stunt career is being the co-founder, whatever.
So co-founder, like teacher.
Yeah, instructor. I guess
Instructor.
teacher you can say, and I even I find work for my crew and stuff like that too. We all work together. We use Discord as a channel. We all kind of find work for each other now too. It's more of a team than anything else. I guess you could say, but it did start out as like. Okay, so if I start from the beginning, so
Well, these are people that are like the people that come to you are like they're getting into this world.
yeah,
They've never done this before. They're signing up for a class and like
Yeah, they signed up for a class and like, oh, this is cool, and then they decide to kind of like join like the actual like stunt team and kind of progress and get better and better and stuff like that. So it started COVID actually. So Dan, my partner in this and also co-founder, he's an old school like medieval jouster, does all the sword work and stuff, and him and I hit it off. We get along really well. And during COVID, nobody was doing anything, and we had always talked about kind of like starting some kind of stunt team in San Diego, because there were, at the time when we started this, there was like no stunt people in San Diego except me, and I would get these jobs in San Diego, but I always be having to work with actors and actresses and stuff and people that just don't do stunts, and trying to pull off stunts but not stunt people. And I was like, man, this is so hard. This sucks. Honestly, it's not, the material doesn't ever turn out that great. So I was like, dude, like San Diego needs like some kind of stunt team out here. And like I sat on that thought for like over a year. The light bulb never clicked, and I was like, oh my god, I should start a stunt team in San Diego. Like
I do this thing.
Oh yeah, I do this. So like that never just clicked in my head for whatever reason, dude. I have no idea. I think because I was so stuck on just working in LA all the time, like it just never like really crossed my mind. I was like, well, I'll just go to LA.
Did the idea come in and you rejected it, or did it not just come in at all?
It came in, and I just kind of was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. And then like that was it. And just like walked
Just
away from
observed
it.
it, and we're like,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I mean,
I like
that
put it on the
makes
plate,
more
but never
sense.
ate the meal. Like
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like you're like maybe like you like in that moment when that idea comes up, you think about like, oh, I can't take this on right now.
Yeah,
I
well,
can't
you know.
get involved in this or like put this much effort into what I want to do.
oh,
with it.
for sure.
And,
Yeah, dude. And again, like I was so focused on getting on set and working jobs in LA and stuff like that. I was like, dude, there's no fucking way I'd ever have time to do that. And honestly, I wouldn't have. There's no way I would have. And I, especially then, it's getting better now, but back then I had like hardcore imposter syndrome. So I was like, dude, there's no way. Like I'm a piece of shit. Like I can't just start this stunt thing and teach people stunts or whatever.
Yeah.
So, which is good because I did a lot of growing since anyways. But that was like 2018, 19. And then time goes by, then COVID happens. And, obviously we're just all sitting around not doing anything, sitting in the pool drinking margaritas at 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, dude, man, I gotta get training done. I gotta keep up with my skill and stuff. And I was hitting up Dan, and I finally just texted him one day. I think I was a little buzzed, and I was like, hey Dan, I'm gonna start this stunt team, man. Are you in or what? And he was like, hell yeah. So we just started it, not having any clue how it was gonna go.
That's the night you're like you're drinking a little bit, you're feeling it, you're like,
fuck this.
Fuck
I'm gonna make this fucking stunt team I should have done. Like the bulb finally clicked. Like it's fucking the power bill finally got paid. Like so, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking start this stunt team, dude. Screw it. And this was 2020. So on Facebook, I'm part of all these Facebook acting groups and job groups, people where they'll Facebook is a huge resource, especially for independents to find work. Like I find decent paying gigs on Facebook all the time, or at least I used to. So I was like, man, I'll post all these groups I'm a part of, and that was just like the shittiest post ever. I was like, hey, starting a stunt team. If anybody's interested, email me your resume and your headshot if you're interested. And that was it, dude. And I just we got like an influx of all these people that like I legitimately did not know were legitimately interested in like trying to learn stunts or become a stunt person. I really wanted to pursue that field. And we were like, wow, this is a lot. This is overwhelming. So we're like, okay, well, let's put on like the first day of training, and we'll just literally start from like square one of how to throw like a picture punch. So that's what we did. And a bunch of people showed up, and fast forward to now, we've had a total of 50 members, come in and out and stuff like that. People move and just progress in their careers and stuff like that. But we got like a solid 25 people now. That's part of the whole team. And they're out working live shows. One guy went out to Mexico and worked 5 weeks on an Amazon movie. We got one guy that's on tour right now for a live performance. He's on the East Coast. One of our girls, Alex, she's like in this like pro wrestling league now, like WWE kind of like wrestling stuff. So it's so crazy because when you first start, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm wasting people's time. I'm wasting my time. And then like it's like the teacher thing.
They're there to
learn,
like,
and they do, and they're getting so much better. It's so nice to see when like they pull off like a great fight choreography thing, or they pull off a super good stunt, or I see them working on set, and like it's just like that proud teacher moment. We're like, oh my god, like we are doing something. Like we're not assholes. So
yeah, because I think I saw you post on Instagram. It was like in the gym where you guys rehearse and practice or whatever.
The studio, yeah, because we got that studio space, yeah.
Like it was what I think was the students, the people there to learn, that were like someone was videotaping them doing a fight scene.
Oh yeah,
and it looked fucking great. Like, it looked.
Yeah, is that the one I just posted?
I think so.
Yeah, that was our. So we do workshops too. We got this whole team thing started. We have our team actual team training days where we all work at our own same levels and stuff like that. But then we also do workshops open to the public for actors, actresses, or even people that are just curious about stunts. And that's what that was, but it was funny. So I guess backtrack a little bit. So the International Stunt School, where I went to stunt school, actually picked me up as an instructor 3 years ago now. So now I'm an actual instructor at the stunt school that I went to. So that was like a huge milestone and big,
nice.
Full circle for me. But this last workshop we just did, 3 of my former students were the people that signed up for the workshop, and I didn't know. And so I walked into the studio, I got my gear and all the stuff and pads, and they all walk in. I was like, what? I was like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, dude, we're going to come take your workshop. And I mean, these people are like, one's from Orange County, one just moved to LA, and then one lives up in like the high desert, and they like all drove out and came to the workshop. So they already knew all the basics and stuff. So we just put together that super cool like choreo with like a gun and a knife and stuff like that. So on the workshops, it's pretty rare you get to do that, like on the normal team train days. But the workshops usually just like basics of fight choreography and stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's fun, dude.
You can definitely go into talking about these things, but what I know of some pretty fucking cool things. you worked with the what she had like 4 arms, Shiva in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, dude,
you worked with her,
and
you did some Power Ranger work, right?
What?
Her and her husband Eric Cartwright too. It was for this thing. It went nowhere, dude. But I got to meet her though. Like we just went. Fuck, I can't remember where we went. I think it was like Panda Express or some random thing like that in LA. And his wife comes up, and like all the other guys are like, oh, blah blah blah, like Eric's wife's gonna like give me here and stuff like that. And I was like, what? Like, I mean, that's great. You know, it's cool. I'm glad she supports our husband and stuff. But like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
And then so like there was one guy, Ed. He's like, "Do you ever see Mortal Kombat?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, of course I've seen Mortal Kombat, dude. I've seen all of them, even the shitty ones. I don't care. I love them all." And he's all, his wife was Shiva, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And dude, so I like freaked out, dropped my food and shit. And so she comes up, and I was like, "Dude, I was beat red, bro. I was fanboying so hard."
That's so
and I didn't want to, because you know you never want to be the person like, "Can I get a picture with you?" But I did. I have the picture still, and I was like, "Hey,
I'm
like,
getting a picture with Shiva."
Oh yeah, bro. So like,
you walk into In-N-Out, you're getting a picture
yeah.
with me.
So I got a picture with me and Shiva at fucking Panda Express, like. So that was super cool. And then I did some audition stuff for Power Rangers. This was like when I knew I was getting older, even though I wasn't even that old when I did it, because I did the whole process and was for the New Zealand one. But then they hit me with the, essentially they didn't say it word by word, but they were like, "You were looking for like somebody that could portray high schooler or stuff like." So essentially, I was too old. So I was like, "Oh, I didn't get that."
Everyone looks too old to be high schoolers, and everything that they've ever had high schoolers.
Yeah, so
ever.
you're like, I don't remember doing or talking like that or looking anything like that in high school. So,
like,
yeah,
you look like high schoolers in those movies we used to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now right.
Well, people
I'm like
used
32.
to look older. Like, have you ever seen footage of
like old yearbooks and stuff?
People
too?
from like in high school from the 80s and stuff?
This is either because we were kids and we didn't really know what we were looking at, or this is one of those fucking conspiracy theory. What's that thing? Mandela effect.
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Oh, no, it has to do with like a food and lifestyle and stuff. But like you can look up like high schoolers in like the 80s and stuff.
Well, I mean,
they're
and like
jacked or like
men also had more testosterone back then too. So we're in like a real weird epidemic of like low testosterone.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They looked older, but they played high school kids. He looks older,
and he should.
But
be
he should be able to play a high school kid.
Yeah,
based on
yeah.
those.
If you
I'm
shaved, I
trying.
think you could,
I'm trying to work in the next Stranger Things. So by the time the kids are like 20, yeah, dude. So the Power Ranger thing, obviously never worked out, but which is probably best, dude, because like my career around that time started taking off a little bit more. I started working on cooler things, and if I would have gotten that job, I would have been in New Zealand. Which would have been
I know.
So, but,
where they filmed freaking Lord, you could take the Lord of the Rings.
I could have lived in a hobbit. I could have lived in a hobbit hole,
bummer,
bro.
Dude.
That would be a dream come true. No, dude, but I couldn't have like worked or progressed or met the people I'd met and stuff like that. So.
Oh right, because this was right after COVID.
No, this was like right before. This is like right before COVID.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then I worked with this was like another thing, and he's actually become a pretty good friend. I worked with this guy named China McCoy. And he was really popular back in like the 90s. And like
he sounds like a character in like a
Mortal
Dog
Kombat?
the Bounty Hunter movie or something.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. He's probably played in something like that. No, but he got his start like kind of like the
China McCoy.
90s.
Dude, he always carries a sawed-off shotgun.
Always. Oh, dude, he always looks like he's a hitman. Like, and like early 2000s. But
like an Archer character.
I started working on this like series that he's still working on, trying to put together. It's like about vampires and werewolves, like hybrids and stuff. But he was Morpheus' stunt double in The Matrix.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was like a cool thing. I remember texting my mom. I was like, "Fucking, I'm working with like China McCoy.
I'm going to the Matrix, Mom.
Going to the Matrix, Mom. See you later, nerds." Like, so I started working with him on a couple things, and we developed a relationship and became super cool. So that was like another like kind of like childhood dream. Like, oh fuck, I get to like I'm working with a dude from the Matrix. Like that was like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. So, which apparently like people don't watch the Matrix anymore because like I go up to teach at the stunt school now, and like one of my first questions is like, have you guys ever seen the Matrix? And these guys are all like 19, 20, 21. And like I get like 2 or 3 hands out of like 55 students, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, are you guys have never seen the Matrix and you guys don't want to be fucking stuntmen like and women and people like
I didn't
what?
see it until way too late. But
Oh, really, dude? I grew up
I'm
on all
also
that
like
stuff.
that.
No,
I haven't
dude,
seen most things.
Dude, my dad was like, and I think another reason which kind of like led me to want to like work in movies and be a stuntman and just work in movies in general, because my dad was like a huge like 80s action hero, like, you know, nerd fan, like loved Arnold, loved like Sylvester Stallone. So I grew up watching all those movies, and I thought those guys were like the fucking peak of like badassness, which I still think they are.
Well, that's the thing about your dad too. Because if maybe I'm wrong, but like he was involved in motorcycles a lot,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's kind of what got you into doing all that.
Yeah, oh yeah, my dad was for sure like the old school hard ass American. You know, he was a boxer, he was a fire captain, he rode motorcycles his whole life. Like he just anything that was hardcore and gnarly, like he did. So it obviously kind of trickled down, you know.
Yeah, I've always kind of like I've never even met your dad, unfortunately, but like I've always like envisioned your dad in my head as Evel Knievel to me.
Yeah, that's a even if you ask my mom, dude, like that's a pretty good way to fucking sum him up. So it just dude had like no fear whatsoever, which he was crazy. But that he definitely attributed to like why I wanted to like be a stunt guy and like why I do all the motorcycles and all that stuff. So,
But you don't do any motorcycle work. I mean, probably any vehicle work in general at all.
Not too
stunt
much,
wise,
dude.
right?
No,
Except for getting hit by them.
yeah, I did the car hit and stuff like that, which actually wasn't too bad. It was getting hit by the car is not bad. It's the
landing.
It's the freaking landing, bro. Oh my god! And it's my stunt mentor Danny. He was like, you know, the car is not the worst part. It's hitting the freaking pavement from
Because
the
you
top
know
of
how
the
to hit,
car.
you know how to roll.
Yeah, it's just that solid stop, dude. Like the ground's hard. So,
Why is it you feel like you haven't figured out how to land yet?
oh no, I landed perfectly fine. It just still hurts.
It's just landing's gonna.
It
hurt
just
no
it
matter.
just hurts, and it like obviously like you're fine. You can walk up and dust it off. You're like, fuck, hitting the ground solid, man. So that's the most, you know. Obviously, unless your car hit goes wrong, then obviously you got a lot of other things you can worry about. Like you go through the windshield or you hit the car weird and you go off a different angle. But yeah, just hitting the ground is just the most uncomfortable. Because you got to keep in mind, like when you're doing stunts, for the most part, like 99% of the time, you're not gonna have like a one take wonder.
Are you?
You gotta do it again and again because they got they got to get the first angle correct, and then they want to get multiple angles of the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just the repetition of just hitting the ground, getting up, hit the ground, getting up, hit the ground, getting up. Everybody can do a stunt once. Like if you think about it.
Who does the
They break their back.
Yeah, and you're done.
who provides like the stunt people's insurance? Is that like do they have to do it themselves?
Bro, I lie. Oh damn.
I'll cut that out.
Hey Kaiser, if you're listening. No, dude, so the best thing about me being a winemaker and have a totally separate career is I just tell them I'm a winemaker.
Dang, you should incorporate that into your stunt. Like,
Dude, you know how expensive that would
you
be, bro.
yeah, but then you would get more people.
So
Or like,
so
I feel like the producers of the movie you're working on should handle it,
well, so there's
but they totally don't.
so I'm
because,
an
of
independent and I get so much shit for being an independent. But
Okay, hear me out. Hold
Yeah.
on 1 second. I'll stop you there. I'm sorry, but I have one of those moments again. I envision you like walking in the middle of the street for whatever reason, holding a glass of wine, but it feels like something you would do. And then like all of a sudden, it's kind of like those like what are those commercials where he's like, "I'm a leaky faucet."
oh yeah,
It's like one of those types of things. But like
it's an insurance commercial.
You're walking up, you got your wine, you're like talking to the camera, being all suave and shit, and a car comes and you fucking get hit. Roll, smash in the car, you fucking land,
Don't
you get
spill the
back
wine.
up, dust off your suit you're probably wearing, and then your wine's still going, you're like, too good to spill. And
That's-
then like that could be involved in your stunt wine or something.
That's dude. Honestly, if we get this
I'm a
business,
stuntman.
if we get this,
stuntman.
I'm a stuntman, dude. If we get this business up and going, I'm legit
I'm a kiss
gonna.
kid.
I am gonna.
Kiss kid.
I'm a stuntman.
Kiss kid.
Kiss kid. No, dude. Actually, dude. If I swear to God, if I get this business up and going, I'm gonna shoot that commercial. I have all the resources to shoot the commercial. That's such a good idea, bro. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you all the credit for this.
Cut it from the podcast.
yeah. So nobody steal this idea. Patent pending. No, dude. But on the insurance talk, there is insurance, and if you're with the union. But I can't. I'm not in the union, so I can't speak completely knowledgeable about it. But I'm pretty sure you have to reach a certain amount of money made per year in order to get onto their insurance. Like the union, you have to have so many hours, whatever. I could be wrong.
It's like the whole.
Yeah, I could be wrong. And you know, if anybody's out there, please correct me. Because like I said, I'm an independent, so I supply my own insurance and stuff like that. And I've never pulled the trigger to join the union where I live and what I do. I've never had a need to.
Bastard.
So I know, dude. All my friends give me shit like, when you get join the union, it's like, not in a hurry. Well, dude, because I mean, usually I get paid cash for the jobs I do, and
I make so much money,
like
guys.
I charge my day rate, and I get work all the time because I am independent, because of the location I live in, and I just charge a cash rate for the day, and then I bump up the rate depending on what the stunt is, what if I'm coordinating and also performing, or all this stuff. So the dollar bill I can charge is, I want to say endless, but you can get up there. But infinite money, dude. That would be great.
I might need you to sit in here while I edit this and be like, cut this from here.
Cut this and this. So I get cash at the end of the day, and so I worked on this one bigger union movie. It was still low budget, but low budget meant like $5 or $6 million, which is, for San Diego, that's huge for a movie to be out there like that. And then I was one of the stunt coordinators on it, because the main stunt coordinator had to go back home, so I took over the rest of the project, because I don't know why they didn't hire me to begin with, because they had to fly him from New York. And I was talking to the producer, I was signing all the paperwork, and it was a union movie, and I'm signing the paperwork, and he's like, You're local to San Diego? You're a stunt guy? And I was like, yeah, like San Diego's kind of like, I don't want to say my area, my territory, but like, I've been working out here for a while. I'm one of the few stunt people out here. And he's like, why didn't we just hire you? And I was like, I don't know, bro, it's your movie. Like,
yeah, why?
Hey,
yeah,
guy.
he was like,
that's on you.
Yeah, he was like, man, I should have just hired you in the beginning. I was like, yeah, dude, you should have. Also, like, San Diego is like, it's my people. I can get you anybody you need out here.
Next time.
Next time, guy. That movie still hasn't come out yet, but it started it was a movie about skaters. It was called Skaters. And I worked it. It's this. It was this big union movie. Again, big, quote unquote. And I got union pay.
I've ever been on.
Yeah, I got union pay for it, which was I can't say dollar amounts, but it was good, right, on paper. Worked on that. Check took forever to come in the mail. And then when I get the check, like half of it was gone, and I was like, oh. Yeah, it's because now I'm in a new tax bracket, because the rate at which you get paid for the day or whatever, how that works, and then the fees that you pay for everything and all this other stuff. I was like, dude, by the time I made about almost a little over 50% of what my day rate actually was, I was like, dude, when I go work independent stuff, I was like, I get handed cold hard cash, and it's like double that sometimes. And like with the day rate I was getting paid was a stunt coordinator rate, which is pretty sizable. And yeah, just like my independent stuff paid way more than that. So that's why I was like, I don't mind staying independent a little bit longer. So that's my reason. There's probably going to be a bunch of people that are in the union. They're like, fuck you. I'm like, well, fuck you. I'm paying my bills and you're not. So fuck you. I'm making money.
Oh, fuck.
I have nothing against union or union and stuff like that. I just have made the choice not to.
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
Yeah, I'm doing my own thing. So, and I want to move into producing and stuff anyways. So at that rate, which I'm producing a short, like full-on Western, like huge Western saloon brawl.
That's like what you're writing currently, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. If you saw the Indiegogo, please go support the Indiegogo. It's called High Noon Havoc. So yeah, dude, we're actually, dude, I found a Western saloon town here in Temecula. And I'm
Town?
Yeah, no, not even Old Town. It's like out in Wine Country, so I'm gonna go tour.
Oh,
but
nice.
the day rate I'm getting for it, like the price is like insane. So and it's got a full on saloon. So I'm gonna take in all the breakaway furniture and tables, so we can throw people through tables and break glass bottles over people's heads and do all that stuff. So working on producing that. It's gonna be kind of like an advertisement for mostly the San Diego community, like movies of like, hey, this is the kind of like good footage you can get, and this is the kind of good production you can make if you hire professional stunt people, because out there, they always want to make actors and actresses do it, and it's not their job to do it. They train for acting and stuff like that. They don't train 4 days a week stunts. So they ask all these actors and actresses to do all these stunts, and they can pull them off mediocrely, I guess you could say, but the content always turns out kind of floppy. So the goal is to like shoot this and be like, look, this was shot with 100% stunt people. It was a 3-day shoot. We got all the stunt furniture and all that, and I wanted to make this just incredible production, and then put that out as an ad for the stunt team to be like, hey, hire a stunt team, and your movies can look this badass. So That's that. I just got totally segued off that, but yeah.
No, you're fine. I started thinking about like, why don't stunt people? Why don't stunt people act? And then I was like, oh, because like if they become like really good actors and more insurance on them, then they don't want them to get hurt. And then
Well, I mean that's like I think a prime example of that. This is like talking way big wigs and stuff like that, but prime example of that would be The Rock. I mean, WWF, WWE. I mean, he could probably do almost all his own stunts if he wanted
but
to.
he's so like famous as an actor and whatnot now.
He's
like,
so expensive.
Like
bro.
so many people
don't want to get
depend on
hurt.
him having a job.
Yes,
Correct, dude. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a good way to put it. Is The Rock can probably do most of his own stunts, even still not to this day, because he's just a fucking beast.
Steroid. You can say he's on steroids. Wait, can you?
Never
Never mind. Allegedly.
I wouldn't.
I don't know. Can we say that?
I'm not a doctor. Whatever.
I wouldn't.
Fine.
I wouldn't doubt that.
he's a big boy. Let's just say that.
I wouldn't doubt that there's one out there, but like a stunt man that became an actor, and then because of that reason had to stop doing his stunts because of
Yeah, I'm sure there's
being insured. But like, I would assume that like I don't know. Do you fucking if you're that person, do you miss that like deep down? Like
dude, I feel like just as being a stunt performer, I feel like, dude, you fucking have to, bro. Like if for some reason like I become super famous as an actor, which I can't act for shit, but if
I want to get hit by a car,
yeah, like dude, like after like 10 years and like let's say I'm like a AAA actor and I win like a Golden Globe or something, dude, I'd be sitting in my super dope house with my super awesome cars and I'd be like, dude, I just want to get fucking wrecked, bro. Like, like I just want to get hit by a car or lit on fire or something.
On this set of like some huge movie that you're the star of, you're just like hammered on like your wine. And you're like, all right, now drive into me. Come on,
sir, we have your double for that. I used to be a fucking stuntman. I gotta hit it. Boom, fucking break my leg. Like, these kids these days, a little more limber.
Also, just to let you know, especially, you don't need to pull your mic in closer when you get louder.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I got a super loud voice.
If anything, back away.
Poor audience is like, fuck my ears. Sorry, guys.
I was like recording myself checking the mics earlier, and I was like talking out loud, like because I was like I want to get level, so I would just say whatever words came to mind, and I was just like saying like I hope Shane's not too loud because this is where I want the level at, and hope Kendall's not too quiet because if he is, I want this level here.
Dude, that's great. Yeah, that whole fine tuning, dude, that's a whole art skill and stuff. Wow. So like in the editing, can you go in like when I'm if I talk too loud, you're like, let's take that down a notch.
If it's aggressive, I'll turn it down.
Yeah, like
but just let you know for future reference. You don't need to pull it in as you're getting.
I
no more touchy the mic.
Screamed, "Come on!" Just like with my face right next to the mic.
That's what made me think of it. And
I saw you look at me peeking, and I was like, "Oh shit," because I was just like animating what I was saying.
No, but yeah. So the Rock. He's so expensive. Like, if he gets hurt, like, get it. He could probably do his own stunts. And his stunt double's fucking amazing, dude. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah, and I get it, but like, it's like, damn, I wonder if there's anyone out there that was more stunt involved and then became an actor, and then now is like, if that's the case, if like they're feeling like, damn, I kind of want to get hit by a car, punch in the face or
dude,
something.
I'm sure like there has. I would like very comfortably say I'm like for sure, like because that just doesn't go away. Like I don't know. I know
Tom Cruise does his own stunts and
so
everything.
does Jackie Chan. Wait, so
Jackie Chan.
People have said that Tom Cruise is a bit of an asshole, but like I've never heard anyone say a bad word about Jackie Chan ever.
I've never
and like
either.
he like that's like a
like
a principle, like he's like I do my own stunts.
Oh yeah, dude.
And everybody loves him.
Dude, Jackie Chan is a stuntman. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he started off as a stuntman. I'm almost positive.
Well, he was still like I think learning English during Rush Hour too. Like,
yeah. Well, and then he did his own stunts. Like there's that famous clip you see when he like dude, God, he's so gnarly. Like I wish people like because you got Bruce Lee, which awesome legends like that. But I wish more people like outside of the film community would pay attention to Jackie Chan because like they always just correlate Jackie Chan with like comedy and he's just like funny slapstick stuff, but he's fucking not even human, bro.
I love Jackie.
Dude, he's so amazing if you look at his life story and just everything. And then he comes here, he's barely speaking English, and he does that stunt where he has to jump from this like balcony ledge thing, and he goes down this strand of light bulbs. And all the light bulbs fucking shattered and lacerate the fuck out of his hands. I'm pretty sure he burns them. He lacerates them. I'm pretty sure he broke like his left hand and a bunch of fingers, whatever. And then he just fucking just went up and did the fucking stunt again, dude, because they had to get the shot again. I'm just like,
What if
bro,
what if it's
what?
like sugar glass lights though?
No, I can't remember. No, they weren't, because they were real light bulbs.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
Well, I'll have to, you gotta pull it. We'll have to find it somewhere one day or whatever, and I'll show you guys. But it's one in his like documentary thing on YouTube. It's just insane. Everything about him is insane. He's just incredible. So that would be one person where I'm sure if Jackie Chan's just only acting, which I don't think he ever just only acted. I'm pretty sure he did all his own stunts. But that would be one guy where he's like would probably be itching to do a stunt if he was just an actor.
That's always what I
Tony
was led
Jaa?
to believe.
Yeah. What?
You know Tony Jaa?
Oh yeah,
He's an
heck
Amba.
yeah.
You know
Dude,
how he
The
got
Protector,
started,
bro. That's such a good movie.
Dude, he wanted to be an actor because he got into martial arts because he saw Jackie Chan movies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Okay.
like that, I forget. Well, I'm sure that it happens in more than one movie, but like he would see him like fall
Yeah.
and like.
Just hit
Like,
the ground.
yeah,
Dude.
and he
just
didn't
get
know
back
that
up.
like they had like pads and blah,
Oh,
blah, blah,
yeah.
and strings and whatever. So he like he would just like throw himself off.
Just like
And,
straight.
yeah,
Oh my
and,
God.
like dude,
He's like, what does this hurt so bad?
so sick.
That doesn't surprise me. Dude, have you ever seen The Protector?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's where his like
who is it?
his baby
Is it
elephant.
Tony Jaa?
His
Yeah,
baby,
yeah,
his baby
yes.
elephant gets kidnapped, and then they find the baby elephant's all grown, but they killed it. Dude, and he uses the fucking tusks as like the like almost like the tonfas, but they call it something else, and he just fucks everybody up, dude. Oh God, I gotta watch that movie now. But yeah,
I want to
dude,
watch
I mean,
Jackie
there's-
Chan Adventures now that we're talking.
Oh
Jackie
God!
Chan.
Holy
shit. Jackie, one more thing, dude.
thing.
Man, I don't think that show would fly anymore these days. Though,
No, of course not. It was only good.
because it was good.
I would think so, but did he do the voice?
Yeah, no, he did. He did because do you remember on Channel 5 when Jackie Chan Adventures were like new? They would do like the behind the scenes of Jackie doing the voice acting and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. So it was him. I don't know if he did it for the whole series, but I know he started off doing it.
Dude.
What do we got,
The
Josh?
season with the masks.
God.
Do you like the first one was
Oh,
the talismans?
yes.
And then it
Yes,
was like
yeah.
the demon or spirit mask or whatever. Dude,
I forgot about that, dude.
So
I
sick.
fell out a little bit on the second season, but I just remember, dude. I
watch
remember-
that constantly.
Jackie Chan only appeared on Jackie Chan Adventures as the live action Jackie Chan.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. They would have him. They would do like a live action. It would he would like walk in.
While
on,
Chan
like,
does
the thing.
not provide the voice of his animated character, he appears regularly in live action inserts at the end of the program to offer insights on Chinese history, culture, and philosophy.
That's what it
dope
was.
as
I
fuck.
think that's why I was
Oh.
led to believe he was like doing his own voice acting. But
So a different actor for the actual character.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that. I gotta tell Roger.
You know what?
that.
Let me find that one.
Dude, I always loved the dude on Jackie Chan Adventures that would announce like every like kick he did, but it was like some crazy like Flying Dragon Phoenix kick, like the super jack dude with the red hair.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was my role model, bro.
Well, okay, so hold on. So I type in Jackie Chan voice actor, and Jackie Chan shows up.
Damn it, Google! Can't trust you for anything, bro.
Oh, you know what? I should type in Jackie
Jackie
Chan
Chan
Adventures.
Oh, maybe.
yeah, that'd be a good
Maybe
start,
you
Josh.
should use the title of the show.
Probably.
Dude, I love
Jackie
that.
Chan.
Well, you know what? We should just ask the man
Wait,
himself.
wait.
Get Jackie
Oh,
Chan on the
okay.
phone.
I haven't seen that show in forever. Is there an? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Is there a new one?
No,
There's not a new one, right?
because it's the first person is Jackie Chan, but that's because it's
It's
Jackie
Jackie
Chan
Chan, Jackie
in the
Chan.
show playing himself.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Jackie
okay.
Chan by James Sy or C. I'm not sure how this is pronounced, but SIE. But he's the voice of Jackie Chan in the show.
And what about Uncle?
The uncle.
Oh, dude, Uncle, bro, best character in that whole fucking show. I used to have a mini crush.
Saab
I used-
Shimono.
Oh wow, is he still
Nice.
alive? Is he still? Can we hire him for a job?
Bro, and what service is this show on? Because I must.
He is
now
still alive. He is
feast
86
upon
years
it.
old.
Damn. Yeah, dude, I don't know what they were streaming it on. Nah, I don't want to say Netflix. They were streaming it on something years
No,
ago, but
definitely
I
not.
can't remember what it was. Dude, they should bring that show back. Well, actually, no, they shouldn't. You should just
No,
leave it
no,
where
no.
it is.
They
No,
should just put the show
Hollywood.
on
If you're
some-
listening, I know I'm just some loser. Over
Give
here, but
me-
please
Don't touch
stop remaking things.
Give me the Mortal Kombat cartoon again.
Oh my god, nobody Mortal Kombat Legends, bro. Nobody knows about that show. Like
The
except
live action one?
no, the Mortal Kombat the cartoon one from the 90s.
Oh, is it called Legends?
I think it's called Legends.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Wait, Josh, look it up. You got the computer right there, dude. Like whenever you talk to, and the only people that know about the show are the people that are like Mortal Kombat fanatics, and they're like, "Oh my god, yeah, I remember that." Like Sub-Zero and like Scorpion would have these like crazy like bouts or whatever. Dude, that show was cool.
I really wish you got involved more in like Mortal Kombat work.
Dude, so when they announced the second one and they announced Johnny Cage, I was like so determined. I was like, dude,
Oh yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
is.
be Johnny
Wait,
Cage.
no.
What was it called? Mortal Kombat what?
No. This is like a 2020, 2021.
X-Men Evolution. Do
What?
you remember that? It was
X-Men
like a
Evolution
cartoon.
rules.
Yeah, I was like, wait, yeah, but
Do
why?
you
That was so
remember?
random.
I was just.
Oh, I was like, that's so random.
Also-
6 shows. I just remembered it now.
I want
I
to.
had a cool Quicksilver toy from Burger King for a long time.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
I want to get a little back on track because I want to hear about the experience because you just filmed. Because here's the thing. I wanted to say it's really cool that like, because I've known like, oh, you're in the film industry. Oh, like you're trying to act, getting to acting and stuff. Oh, like all my friends mostly band people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool, yeah. And then I meet you and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a stuntman. and like, I'll come home and it's like, hey, I need you to point this gun at me.
Yeah, dude, I
or
forgot
hey,
about that,
I'll
bro.
come home. Can you break this bottle over my head? Or hey, can you run me over in the front yard? Like whatever it may be. Like, oh, I'm about to set the fire on the house on fire.
Oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
bro. Let's not talk about that
So
one.
it's really cool when like that's the case for things, but like then I find out things that you recently did as far as shoot a movie with the Jason Voorhees
Oh,
and Friday
dude.
the 13th.
such
type
a
of-
such a childhood like check bucket list.
What's the
checklist, dude.
camp?
Oh, at Camp Crystal Lake.
No, what's the movie? Or no, hike.
Oh yeah, Never Hike Alone.
Never Hike Alone.
Yeah,
That's
so this
the
was
movie
this
you
was
did.
the second one. I did
yeah.
because for the second one they got like all of the so they shot the first one.
Were you in the first one?
No. So I came in on the second one as the stunt guy, but the first one they'd shot and it just got like insanely like all the hardcore horror like fans just went bonkers over it. They're like, dude, this is so good, blah blah blah. So the company was like, damn, okay, we got something here. So then they made a short and it was like Never Hike Alone in the Snow, and it was like a short about Jason and like in the snow. And then that one got huge reviews, so they got like a quite a bit bigger budget for this second one. And they're like, okay, damn, now we can make some shit. So they hired like a lot of people from the original like Jason movies. They got Tom Matthews, who was from like the originals. He's from like God, I should know this. It's the he's done a lot of like the undead movies and stuff like that too from the 80s. He's super big in the horror world. And then they got like some of the original police officers and stuff. It was cool to like work with some of those people on set and be like, oh my god, like I watched you when I was like a child.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And then the guy that did Jason, he's huge, bro. His name's Brian. Super cool guy. He was like the nicest guy ever. He's just massive. And then he's playing Jason, you know. So that was just an experience just completely. So I got to double Tom Matthews, which was super dope. And then Jason beats the freaking crap out of me. So
Yeah.
that was definitely I guess you could say a dream come true, and like a small dream come true. And they shot it in Big Bear, so Camp Crystal Lake's in Big Bear if anybody's wondering. So if you want to go see Camp Crystal Lake's in Big Bear, don't get next to the water,
I haven't been to Big Bear in a minute.
dude. I was up there for the movie, but it was oh my god, dude, it was fucking freezing cold,
bet. I bet
dude.
it
It
was
was
so
so cold because we shot it in like I don't know, February or whatever it was. Whatever, it was cold when we shot it. And dude, just freezing. We have the like little hand warmers in our clothes, and I'm wearing this like paramedic
Put them
jump.
in your pants.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I put them in my pants. Put them everywhere, dude. And we're wearing this. I'm doubling the one scene in Big Bear as Tom Matthews is a paramedic, so I'm wearing the paramedic jumpsuit, which isn't like exactly warm. Yeah. So I'm just like freezing out there, bro. And it's we're there all night. And the funny thing about making movies is people think like, especially as a stuntman, they're like, oh my god, your life is just action all day, explosions. I'm like, nah, bro. You get to set, you check in, sign in, you see makeup, hair, wardrobe, all the stuff you need to go do, put your bag down, get with your stunt people, and then you sit there for like 6 hours. And then you munch on some crafty, drink some coffee, you joke, you get yelled at because you're talking too loud and people are rolling, like
Especially you.
yeah.
Everyone's
Oh,
just
dude.
fucking
So surprisingly, I'm
wired
very
off
disciplined on
coffee.
set. I'm like, one of my biggest things is I hate when somebody on set is trying, like, you can hear for the most part, unless you're like way off somewhere and you can't hear the set, what's going on. But you can almost always hear, at least even on a walkie, hey, quiet on set, we're rolling.
Yeah.
And then, dude, my biggest pet peeve is like when somebody's like still trying to talk to me after it's been called, because then I also look like the asshole. Like, I also look like the asshole that's talking when they're like, hey, quiet on set. I'm like, all right, time to shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Dude, it's like fucking 10 minutes. Just stop fucking talking.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, yeah, and then this. I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up.
I don't
like,
think you should do that.
no, probably not. They
That would
probably
be
burn me
worse,
pretty
I
quick.
think.
Shut the fuck up. Well, that guy's never working again. But dude, yeah, so quiet on set. It's quiet on set. But yeah, dude, it was freezing up there, man. So, you know, you sit for 6 hours, you don't do anything, and they're like, all right. They always say the stunts for the end for some reason. Okay, all right, let's get the stunt guys in here. Let's do it. And you've been sitting there. It's fucking cold. It's like 35 degrees outside. And you got to take your jacket off. And then you got to do all these crazy stunts. It's freezing cold, dude. So it's fun. I love it, though. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
That was a totally cool moment, though.
Yeah, I didn't even realize like you being loud on set, like how much that may affect things.
Yeah, I would. That's called getting fired, Josh. Yeah, dude. No, I'm pretty disciplined on set for the most part.
Which
so.
anyone that's watching or listening, this is the guy that has the dogs that has interrupted many episodes in the past.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
No, it's fine. They're cute.
They are pretty cute.
I'm wondering, do you have any like, let's say like 5-star type of experiences and stunt gigs or work that you've like accumulated over the years? And then what 1-stars do you have?
Gosh, a lot of 1-stars. Can't say who, when, or where, but dude, 5.
Oh wait, hold on.
stars.
Also, let's do the 5 stars.
Okay,
first.
I like where this is
Yeah,
going.
do the 5 stars. First.
All right, so 5 stars first, dude. So the Jason movie, the Never Hike Alone, dude, that was hands down a 5-star. Not only was it a 5-star because I got to work with some pretty cool people, but the stunt coordinator.
Is that the Canadian coming out?
Dude, hey. The stunt coordinator, Jessica, dude, she's super cool, and I've known her for a long time, and she's the one who brought me on and hired me. And then, so I already felt like instantly comfortable working on that movie because she's just a badass. And then, you know, Brian was super cool. So that was easily a 5-star. And that was, I think, the most recent thing I've really worked on.
It was the Jason thing.
Bigger thing I've worked on, yeah. So, you know, God, I had such a 5-star experience.
What about even like moments, like 5-star moments for you personally in like the work that you've done at the studio and stuff, like in your program?
Oh, like in the program, yeah, dude. Well, like I said earlier, just seeing people succeeding and like becoming better and actually like getting it and doing well and getting jobs and getting hired and making money, like that's just been such a rewarding 5-star thing for me. God, I'm really trying to think like what's just like a key moment. Actually, this independent movie I worked on actually turned out pretty decent, especially for insanely ultra mega low budget movie called Caged and Wild.
Oh yeah.
That was such a passion project for like everybody that worked on it. Everybody poured their heart into it, and like I got brought on towards the end of the movie because they needed some stunts and they needed to hire a professional. So they got my contact again. It was in San Diego. So it was kind of sketchy when I got there because it was at this like house in the middle of like nowhere, and I had no idea like what the movie was about or what was going on. I just took the job, and I was like, okay, for sure. And, you know, it's got blanks. Like they're shooting blanks, and they have like an Uzi and all this stuff. And I was like, this is nuts. So I get there and it looks sketchy. It's in this house in the middle of nowhere, and then I start working with these people and like just seeing how awesome everybody was like, heart was poured into this project, and everybody was like there for the director to like make this movie like come to a reality. And then we were able to bring on like more stunt people, and one of my main guys on my stunt team now is actually how I met him. He was actually underage, so we had to have him sign like all this paperwork, have his mom sign all this paperwork. But he had a twin, and they were parkour athletes. So his dad randomly reached out to me on Instagram one day and was like, hey, I see your Instagram. My sons are also, they're parkour guys, and they want to get into like movies. And I was like, well, how old are they? He's like, at that time, he's like, they're 16. I was like, well, you know, give them a couple years, and then when they're 18, have them contact me, because it's just legalities of it. It's just hard. So I was able to hire them onto that movie at 17, and they just with all the appropriate stuff, and we got them to like jump down from this like ceiling balcony and roll out and do a fight scene, and it was just cool to like see all of that come together. It was such a 5-star moment to like bring these guys. I wanted to do it and just kind of like bring the stunt thing real to San Diego and shoot this whole thing, and just blanks everywhere, and I got shot with a blood squib, and I got blasted in the face with the blood squib, and I go down these like this whole flight of stairs, and it's wet and it's raining outside, and like just blood all over me. And like it was cool. It was such a good experience. And then the movie took a while to get edited, and it finally came out and actually turned out pretty decent, and it like got screened at the San Diego Film Awards, and it was up for like a bunch of nominations. It won an award. I can't remember the exact award it won, but that was a super 5-star moment, especially in the indie world. So
Sorry, when you said butter,
Butter?
my mind registered it as like an English person saying butter.
I can't believe it's not butter because it's not butter, Margie. Yeah, dude. So that was a total 5-star experience there.
Nice.
Working on Kung Fu Ghost, because that was like my first big feature. I wouldn't say big feature film. It was my first feature film, and we were able to bring in my stunt mentor Danny, and then also my buddy Jason from Canada. So we were able to fly them in for the week and a half we were there, whatever it was.
Nice.
And that was a whole experience, dude. We not lived there, but we were there for 9 days. You know, slept out there, stayed out there, shot every day. Just had like the whole movie set experience, and it was great. We had our DP was from France, and that was super cool. That was a cool project.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have another question too, but before I get to that, there were things that were shot in our house. Are those things
God.
out in the world now,
dude,
that I don't know about?
that is such a fair question. That was so.
Like, what if I'm watching something one day, I'm like, that's my house.
Dude, so I've seen I think it's the previews of the trailer, whatever to it is. I'll have to find it. I'll send it to you. But like in the trailer, I remember the trailer of it screened at some film awards I was at. And I was like sitting there, and because it was a soap opera, and they got like this big guy from like all this, it was like this, I don't know why I can't remember his name. But he was here in the house, but he was like this big guy. That was like their claim to fame. They're like, we got so-and-so for the soap opera. And he's like a soap opera legend.
I think I remember.
And he was in our house. I didn't know who he was at the time. I'm sorry to say, because I don't watch soap operas, but it was a big deal apparently.
Yeah.
But I was watching the preview at this like film award, and I was like, this is my fucking living room. Because it's the desk that was outside forever. And then it's our windows out to the backyard, and like with the deck and the pool and everything. I was like, that's my fucking house. And like, so that was so funny. And I was just laughing, dude. People didn't know why I was laughing, because it's a serious soap opera. And I'm like, nothing. It's just, that's my fucking house. Like, I just never expected that.
That trailer's out though?
Yeah, I'll have to find it, dude. I'll send it to you.
Please do.
I don't know how to watch the episodes. I think it's on Amazon Prime. We could probably find it on Amazon Prime.
I'll pass, but I just want to see the trailer.
Anyways, our house is on Amazon Prime. It's cool.
Yeah, I think I came to hang out, like, and they were all parked in the drive. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
is
yeah,
going on?
yeah. We got all the vans and shit out there with all the
Yeah.
furniture and the crew and everything and all the
They're
camera
like
equipment.
just standing in the house, and I was like,
Why are there 30
fuck are you
people in your
people?
house?
Before you lived here?
yeah,
Yeah, it was before he lived here. Yeah, dude. There's why are there 30 people? I didn't know it was gonna be such a big crew, dude. I thought they were just doing a couple like quick like scenes or whatever.
Yeah, I remember
I'm like,
that, yeah.
dude, I didn't like.
Yeah.
I live in an HOA, so I'm like, I didn't exactly tell my neighbors that there's gonna be a massive film crew here.
I mean, honestly, the neighbors are probably like, cool.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I remember
we're
one
the
of them
unique
asked,
ones
and
in the
I was like,
neighborhood.
oh, I live here, and they're like, oh, and then she moved off the stairs. So I didn't like. I wasn't like.
I live
trying to be
here.
mean. I was just like,
This is where I reside.
in my parking spot.
But yeah, dude, there's I don't know whatever came to be of that, but
Oh,
yeah, there's footage out there. It's
soap
out there
opera?
somewhere. Yeah.
It wasn't like Young and the Reckless or anything.
No, it's called Promised Land. Apparently they shot the whole season. So
Interesting.
yeah.
In one day?
No, God, no.
Oh, they did that.
like
They did
throughout the whole
overtime.
thing. No. They were here for like 2 or 3 days.
What about like for you? Was there anything that maybe you were struggling on, whether it been like landing this kick or punch or something, or like doing this trick on this vehicle, or was there anything that you were like maybe like struggling with for a while that you finally overcame that like you were really proud of? Like, was there a moment for you that was like, I'm glad I like achieved this spot in my career type of thing? Like,
for sure, and I probably
backflips.
Still my mortal enemy. Still my mortal enemy. Tiger, if you're listening, we have to work on my backflips. Yeah, dude, I would have to say, I guess it isn't so much of I guess it would be kind of an overcoming thing. So it goes back to that car hit for Work Life, which is hitting like all kinds of international festivals and
The one you couldn't like or landed wrong.
yeah, where I kind of landed wrong, and again I had to do it like 5 times. It would be definitely Work Life. So the reason why it was so complicated, because it was a small car hit too. It wasn't like some big massive car hit where the car's like winding way up back there and smashing into me. It started back here and it comes up and it hits you, because I was on a bicycle technically, but you come up and you stop, you cut, get me off the bicycle, you put me in front of it. 3, 2, 1, go, and poof, and then you go over it.
Yeah.
So I
Like
can't
they throw you.
No. The car hits me. Yeah. So
Like they just get the bike out of there, right?
yeah, you
and, like,
yeah.
it's
So
just
you go up to
and
where
the way they edit it, it just makes it.
it
Look
looks like they had hit me off the bike, but they didn't because they didn't really have the
Yeah.
The reason why we couldn't go through with the whole hitting me on the bike, which I'm kind of glad because that would have fucking sucked, honestly.
That would have been.
Dude, that would have been. I was even talking to my mentor, like, and I was like, "Hey, I got to do car hit." He's like, "Okay, we'll do this, this, and this." And I was like, "But I'm on a bicycle," and he's like, "Dude, that's gonna be fucking hard." I was like, "Yeah." So I'm glad that never took place. But this was for USC, and so we, I had to do the car hit, but we couldn't damage the car.
I remember you telling me
Yes,
about that.
we couldn't damage the car because it was a rental. It's low budget, so they didn't have a huge budget to just completely fucking wreck this car.
Gotta hit this person with a car and
not
can't damage
leave
the car.
You couldn't even leave a scratch in the car, dude. So
Perfect.
like where I had to pinpoint exactly where my hands and feet, mostly where my feet were going to land on this car, and so I wouldn't scratch it. We would put tape on it, and I had to hit my exact mark on those tape marks where my feet were going to hit, so I didn't scratch this car. And so the whole technicality of it was insane. So car comes up, you gotta hit it, do the roll, but I can't dent or damage it. So in order to do that, I had to hit the right side of the car or the passenger side of the car more so than anything else to get hit by the hardest metal part of the car and then roll off the whole frame part of the car and not the hood and not the top of the car because it's weak and it dents. So I do this and I have to hit it. Sorry, that clap was probably loud. And then you have to roll it, hit the whole framing of it, avoid the windshield, but make it look like you're hitting the windshield. Hit the top, still the side of it where the frame is, so you don't dent it, and then roll off the top of the car and then just hit the ground.
So you weren't going off the front, like the center.
I did go off the front center
because I was more worried about the window.
As it comes?
that's the thing. What's that?
Or like how do you start the frame off like suspended in the air like you were on a bike? Like, are you jumping as it hits you? And then...
So they cut. The way they cut it is I'll have to share the clip. It doesn't do it justice, but the way they cut it is they cut it from a POV of the inside of the car, so you just see most of my body go over the car. But you had to start it, and then I just had to kind of I had to jump pretty much jump into the car, and then hit my feet on the frame part where like the wheel well is. Then rotate my body over. Hit the frame part where the windshield is, and then rotate my body. I have a clip of it, and then it's because somebody got a BTS clip of it, and then rotate my body again to hit the top part of the car where the frame is, and then flop off to the side, and then hit the pavement, and then play dead. So there's all this technicality of doing that, right? Which
send me that clip. I'll put it right here.
Yeah, dude, I'll send you that clip. And then so there's all
Shout
of that.
Out to Rick Glassman.
There's all of that happening, and also the stress of like, don't fucking dent this car. So I'm like, all right, don't dent this car. I gotta hit it the weirdest angle because I can't just get hit by straight on because I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna crack the windshield probably, or at least a chance of me cracking the windshield. So we do this, but I also, my character only has one arm. Because they insinuate in the car hit that it's kind of a comedy, so my arm gets ripped off. So I had this prosthetic on, and I have to do all of this, and usually we rely on all of our limbs. So I have to do this whole fucking thing with my left arm inside my pants because I have this prosthetic attached, which is the ripped off arm prosthetic. So I have
your hand is like just in your pants.
I swear to God, yeah, which was also weird. And then
so you're riding a bike with your hand in your pants.
So I have my left hand just shoved down my pants, bro, and then I have to do this whole articulate rolling thing off of this car, so I don't fuck the car up, but I still make it look like a gnarly ass car hit, and then roll off, and then find and spot my appropriate landing without fucking dislocating my shoulder by hitting it wrong. So that was like when I got done with it and it turned out decent, the BTS looked good and we were done and everybody's all clapping and stuff. I was like, damn, dude, that was fucking hard. Yeah, so I felt pretty good about doing that just because of all the obstacles that were presented to me. I was like, dude, this is gnarly, dude. And it was
basically
also
one-handed too. Like even though you're just rolling onto a car and like you don't, your hand's just kind of floating there anyway.
Yeah,
it's weird when it's like
forcefully here, dude. Yeah. So that was awkward.
The little bit of wrestling that I've done, like, dude, getting thrown or having someone like fall on you when you only have one arm
Oh,
to
yeah.
do anything with
yeah.
sucks. So I can only imagine what
Yeah, dude,
jumping over a car and then falling is
off
like.
of it, dude. And then, dude, we had to do that. We had to do
God.
that 5 times.
But it came out good.
Yeah, it came out good, but it didn't come out like I was expecting. I thought they were going to get more of a wide shot of the car hit. I can show you the clip of what they actually got, but I thought they were going to do a wide shot of the actual car hit. But they start with the wide shot of me riding the bicycle right head on to a car, and then they cut to the inside POV of inside the car, and all you see is like a little glimpse of my body going over the car.
Oh my fucking god.
And then the actors reacting, going, "Oh my fucking god!" Like I just hit somebody. I was like, "Damn, bro!" Like I feel like God, they could have shot that so much better.
That just sparked memories because like I know I've seen plenty of movies like that to where like it cuts to a different shot of like for instance inside the car.
Yeah.
And like it was just I just thought of now like damn I wonder if like those stunt actors are like fuck
Oh, dude,
Yeah, they
so-
do some crazy.
They
ass
cut
thing
me
and it's
out?
in the
Yeah,
background.
dude. So
they
that's
couldn't show
actually
the outside of the car.
yeah, dude. So that's actually especially amongst stunt performers that work in like bigger movies and like big movies and stuff like that too. Like their scenes, fuck that, dude. That's so common. Their scenes they'll get cut all the time, and they won't know.
They
like,
need to be they need you to be in the wind.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah.
You know?
And like as a stunt performer on the day, like you don't know what the hell the editor's doing
Yeah.
or what they're planning. And then you're never told. You're not told like, hey, your scene was cut, because nobody really, like your coordinator usually doesn't know either.
Yeah.
So they go and they go to this big premiere and they see it and got their date or their family or whatever they have with them and they're like, fuck yeah, here I am, big screen. And the fucking whole
then
movie
they-
plays out and then goes to credits and you're like, what the fuck?
And
I
then-
wasn't even in the movie. Like,
yeah, they show
yeah.
that clip of from inside the car, and
Yeah.
all you see is like the sleeve of your shirt.
Yeah, just you're like, do you know what I went through to
But-
get that shot?
But
Like,
they needed that shot too for them.
Yep,
So it's
and
like
that's exactly what they
fuck.
needed, dude. So
Permanently
that or
disfigured because of it, and you're just like, "Whoa."
yeah, or your scene just gets cut completely, and you're not even ever in the movie. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, am I at least in the credits? Like, so that that happens a lot. So especially in the bigger Hollywood budgets, but yeah, that was definitely like a triumph. I was like, yeah, I felt pretty good about that. So
I love you. I thank you for talking to me.
heck yeah, man.
I got
anytime.
one last thing. It's the 1 star. You said you have a few of them.
Oh yeah, there's
Before we
there's a
get
few.
started, though, I would hope that you're down. But if not, I hope that you're down since we haven't done it with you yet. Da Bomb hot sauce.
Nah, dog.
Wait, what?
The Da Bomb hot sauce. Are you down to eat it with me?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna die.
I've done it twice.
You've done it twice.
You have. I don't fault you for it, but like also not being a part of the thing that's happening can suck too. So it's like
Yeah, but having the sauce will hurt worse.
all right.
Okay.
Well, all right. So
Well,
I'm gonna get the
I
sauce
saw-
and chips, and then we'll start this.
Okay.
I saw Ryan do it, and I had a great time. You know.
Ryan was rough, but
So I'll have a great time watching you guys do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It'll be
So
okay.
I'm gonna pee, and if you need to pee, go ahead, and then we'll start this.
Dude,
thing.
okay. I'm like so scared actually.
Yeah, feel free to think about. Because you're gonna be doing this during the hot sauce, so it's like
whatever's happening right now. I'm sorry, I'm fucking terrified right now, bro. I've heard about this shit. All right, let me think of my before I eat that.
yeah.
Let me think
Oh,
about
dude.
Well,
Bro.
I'll give you some
We
prep.
should try to grow like
yeah.
your own
Oh my god.
breed,
Of
like strain of grape.
that's pretty fucking.
Like that's kind of what I was
Well, yeah,
thinking. Like,
but-
That would be really cool.
the whole making
Yeah,
your own. Like,
dude,
have you ever been able to?
Because
make...
then you could really.
Oh, that'd
Because then
be
you
cool
could
if I could, like, actually create
mass
my own
produce
grape.
a
Yeah.
fucking grape,
I mean, they make hybrid grapes all the fucking time, dude. I
Exactly.
should. That's not a bad idea. Actually, I should look into that.
dude.
I need to get a little bit more.
I will
yes,
help you.
Science. I need to get a little bit more viticulture experience, but I'm not
Dude,
against that.
I'll
so.
start
Well, the
instead
grape-
of like all the other shit. I'll
Well,
start thinking of like
with
how to
the-
grow grapes.
Well, what the great thing about
the grape thing.
The great thing about grapevines is you could grow this hybrid, right? And then what you can do is, all right, so you've got this hybrid, say it's Sauvignon Blanc and Cabernet, for example. You got this hybrid, you're like, damn, this would fucking turn out great. what you can then do
It'll turn
is
out grape.
if that grape doesn't do so well in the soil, fucking cut it off, and what you can do is you graft it to a 110R, which is the California vinifera rootstock, which grows in California very good, and then you graft it to the top. But it grows the grape on the top, but it has the rootstock of that California vinifera, so it grows well in your soil. Isn't that fucking wild?
Oh shit!
But that's already been done.
Oh yeah, that's a common.
That's like a
farming
practice to get.
But I'm saying, but
strong
the
roots and
hybrid,
good
but the
flavor.
hybrid,
That's
you can create
fucking-
your hybrid plant, and then
So you could take a different grape and do that process.
With a,
to
so
make a
let's
different
say
hybrid.
Kendall and I made this hybrid grape plant, but we could just cut it and then graft it to a natural California grape rootstock.
Oh.
But it would grow our hybrid grape though. It would just
oh,
grow.
Yeah,
so
so
it
you,
would
so
just
you
grow
get
it
the you
better.
get the good flavored grape, and then also the thing that like kicks ass here.
Yeah, because in the soil, because like a certain rootstock.
So how do you get the hybrid one?
Because you graft the top.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you were saying you were already graft, like you already had the hybrid and then you graft.
Yeah, so we would create the hybrid by trying to intersplice and graft and pretty much like get these two plants.
Okay, so you would do a graft, get the hybrid, then graft that hybrid.
Other way around, get the hybrid, and then once you've got the hybrid, to ensure that it grows well in our soil, so it's not so delicate, then you've got your hybrid, then you graft it to a rootstock system. Once
But
you've established.
how do you get that hybrid?
You would have to lab trials. You would have to grow it in a lab. Essentially.
In a lab.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd have to grow that in a lab. And
It's not like growing it out.
No, you could
in
have just
the
grown it in the
field.
back. You'd have to grow it in a very controlled environment, and they'd be like, okay, we've got this
Like
thing. I think it's
beakers
pretty
and
good.
fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
little
And then you'd have
droplets
to
of
like
shit.
create the perfect environment for it. But
Okay.
then, in order for it to go in California, graft it to this rootstock.
Mm.
It's a thing. It's totally a thing.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. All right.
So some prep work for like your things. Any injuries?
Yeah, I'm trying
any
to think.
just
Oh,
bad client
I've got
people like people you've worked with?
I know.
Any...
I've got the injury one. I've got a fucking great one.
All
Actually.
right, yeah.
It's
Just
so-
flow from there.
it's
Go
so
for it.
Fucking stupid.
And we're back. So we're gonna start with the chips, start with the sauce, and then you'll get into your 1-star experiences as being a stuntman, or as it goes, if you have any 1-star experiences with your winemaking as well. I just figured the stuntman work would have a lot more.
Yeah, like
You know.
winemaking's always been super cool.
Okay, well then, never mind.
I'll take a chip.
No Kindle, you starve.
Give Shane one, and you can munch on them.
Dude, I'm so terrified.
And then-
I'm not gonna lie.
Into the mic.
I'm not okay.
Just so everybody's aware, I don't do spicy. I'm like the stereotypical white boy. Like spicy is rough.
I'm very bitch boy with spicy things. You can keep them over there. Don't do a lot. Like that's good. It just scares me. But yeah,
Okay.
Looks like a lot.
Scares you. Scares me. Yeah, it looks like a lot.
I was gonna say I regret doing this much, but I didn't want to.
It just like comes out like a globby, like a ketchup bottle. What do you think is?
Oh, look at how much you're shaking.
Is that good? Is that good, or should I do more?
Do a little more.
Okay. All right.
Just
Thanks.
like match me a little bit. Okay, you're good.
Is it-
That's probably good.
is that good?
That's good.
You're gonna make him suffer more because you fucked up.
We're in this together, Josh. Don't worry. I know where you sleep.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not even mad about that.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, Josh.
So we're gonna
Thanks
eat
for
this,
having me on,
and
bro.
then whenever you're ready, get into your 1-star stuntman experience and whatever. So,
Okay.
love you, bud.
All right. Love you, man. I'm so scared. It's got good flavor.
No, it doesn't. no, it doesn't.
Josh is like, do not lie to me.
Yeah. I would do one.
Last
that
Dab
tasted-
has decent flavor. This does not. It's just hot. It sucks.
Dude, it's like it's actually already hot.
Oh, I know.
this is
Yeah. So whenever you're
this
ready,
is
go
rough,
for
bro.
it.
Oh my god. All right, so I worked on this. Fuck, dude, it's so hot. I worked on this movie called Last Chance. It's on Amazon Prime. You guys can catch it there. But the director is my buddy George, and he needed this like tactical SWAT entry. Dude, this is so hot. Fuck. So he needed this like tactical SWAT entry scene, right? Pretty simple. And so I coordinated the whole thing. We had people getting shot, going down. The whole day went great. Oh my god.
It's like you guys are eating soup.
I'm trying not to like slurp in the mic.
You both are.
Oh my god. I don't know what to do. I'm in so much pain. Oh my god. So we get this. So we get the shot, right?
I'll edit around you if I need to, too.
If you need to, too. You're crying.
Oh my god.
I'm crying so much.
What is this?
A terrible idea.
Oh, this is so. This is gonna ruin my tacos later.
Oh. Oh my god. What are you drinking? What can I have? Whatever you're drinking. Here, take that. Oh my god. This is so bad. I tried to warn you. Well, I didn't. Dude, my skin is hot. Dude, I feel like my face is on fire right now. Why? Man. Who invented this? I'm glad he went to one. Tastes bad. Oh my god.
If you need water.
Just, oh my god, dude.
Dude.
You look like someone you love just died.
Yeah, it's his organs, bro.
Just smiling less.
Yeah.
Dude. So far, I still think Ryan was the worst.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, he was like laying down, begging for milk.
Oh my god.
This
what
is
is this
his
shit?
1-star stunt experience. Is this chick.
Yeah, this is the worst stunt
one.
I've ever done. What the? I didn't even get paid for this.
I have milk, too.
Oh my god, no, then I'll really shit my pants. It'll just burn.
It is oat milk.
I feel like
Oh my God.
it doesn't work the same. Because I feel like it's something
Probably.
about like dairy and the fact that it's like cream. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. So.
Dude, when I was
Did
like,
you ever say a 1-star experience?
This.
Yeah,
this was the one.
yeah, I'll still tell my story, but this is fucking my 1-star experience, bro. Okay. I think it's getting better, but I don't want to fucking jinx it. Dude, that
It's
killed
getting
my
easier.
buzz. That killed my buzz so fast.
What buzz?
Oh my god. Dude, this is what people should serve at the bar to sober motherfuckers up.
Oh, before they go home? Yeah. Because
Hey man, you can't drive. Take a dab of this.
Because they won't be able to walk straight to their car. They'll be like, ah!
Yeah.
You're too drunk to drive here. Let me put you in an immense amount of pain.
Yeah,
If you cut them off, you're like, if you eat this, you can stay here.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
you only get your license back if you take a shot of the bomb.
Yeah, it's like an official court thing from now on. Like every judge has it in his pocket.
That would be smart.
It would actually deter drunk driving, I think.
Just a fingertip
Yeah. Just
on the tongue.
Yeah, dude, if they were like, if you want to drink and then try to drive home, it's required you take a dab of this, I'd fucking probably never drink again, like ever. This is
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
awful. This is just have some more water.
Yeah.
I keep thinking,
Pour yourself, bitch. I'm in pain too.
oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, I don't even remember
Oh,
what
you
you
might
were
have to
saying.
blur
Yeah, I don't,
can.
dude. I don't
That's
remember
my
what I
bad.
was saying. It's my story.
Good.
So I worked at this movie called No Chance, and it's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon.
Amazon Prime.
Look, man, this shit's burning. I can't talk. It's on Amazon Prime, and my buddy George was the director. He just needed me for I think it was 2 days, to do to choreograph this SWAT entry scene. Right, these drug dealers that get shot. So we're like, all right, cool, everything's going great. I bring on a few guys from my stunt team. The whole day was fucking awesome, and we're packing up, right, and I break the number one rules, don't fuck around on set, and we're wrapping up, packing up our bags. My assistant coordinator Chris was with me, and I'm pulling all the pads that I loaned to the other actors for like their knees and stuff. And I get them, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with Chris, and I like jumped up to like spin around and smack him with them. But have you ever seen those like big kind of like square plastic things they put on cables that run across the floor so you don't trip on them? They're kind of elevated.
Yeah.
Well, it happened to spin around when I smacked him, and I landed right on the corner of that with my left ankle. Right? It's like I hit it at the perfect, precise spot where fucking hot sauce, bro. So I hit it right, and I fucking hit it, and I thought I just rolled my ankle because I heard like the rolling and the crunching in my ankle, and it was like, you know when you get hurt and it doesn't hurt till a little while, right?
Yeah,
you
don't like realize.
Yeah, you don't realize. Well, no, this was like fucking instant.
Starting to think you're fine, and then nope.
Yeah, no. This pain was legit fucking instant, and but I was in front of everybody. I looked like a complete asshole. So I just stood up real quick and like, oh man, everybody was like, oh my god, Shane, you okay? I'm like, yeah, no, dude, I'm fine. I just tripped. And I did not trip. Like, it was bad. And then, so we're do the debriefing, say, hey, you know, you do the thank yous and everything. And my ankle at this point, I'm wearing Converse. My ankle at this point is just fucking turning into a grapefruit, bro. Yeah, honestly, probably.
No support.
Because I wasn't performing that day. I was coordinating, so I was like, whatever.
Were they the low-cut ones?
Mm-hmm.
You fool.
Yeah. So at this point, we're doing our debriefing for the day, or saying our thank yous and talking about what the next scene's going to be tomorrow. And my ankle is just on fire, dude, and it's fucking, I can feel it swelling inside of my shoe and like pushing out the threads of the Converse. It was swelling so fast. I still have pictures of it. So I'm trying to play this off, and like I feel like how I feel right now with this fucking pepper. Like, my skin's on fire, dude. I'm getting hot, like I'm sweating. And all of our stunt gear was fucking up this very steep flight of stairs, and I have to go get it. But I have to act like I'm not injured and go get it, so I don't get fucking in trouble.
You get in trouble for getting injured?
I wouldn't get in trouble for being injured. I would get in trouble because it was the dumbest reason I got fucking injured, because I was messing around. Because we were done for the day. We were done with the shot. And they got injured after all the stunts were done. So I go up to the stairs, I get all the stunt stuff, and I just suffer through every step. And I suffer down every step. And then everybody's like, hey, we're going to go get drinks after this. You want to go? And my sister coordinator's like, Chris, he's like, yeah, let's go, man. You want to go? I was like, yeah, let's go. So we go out, right? And my ankle is just swelling. And we drive. We meet at this bar in like next to the border of Mexico, because we were shooting in like South San Diego. And we're sitting there drinking.
South San Diego.
Shitting in South
Did
San
you
Diego.
have like,
shitting
too
in
much
South San
hot
Diego.
sauce?
Dude, that's what it feels like right now.
Dude, the hot sauce shits you're gonna get from this.
Oh
is...
yeah.
I'm so scared for tomorrow's coffee. So anyway, so we go out, we go out to drink, and my foot's just swelling more and swelling more and swelling more. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, it's starting to hurt so bad. So I limp into the bar and order a glass of wine, and then we go outside, and like my foot is, no exaggeration, the size of a grapefruit, and it's blowing out the laces in my shoe. Like, it's nasty. And Chris finally looks down. He's like, holy fuck, your ankle. And I was like, oh, dude, I can't hide this anymore. So all the cast and the crew come out. We're all drinking, and they're like, get me a bag of ice. And I'm sitting there, dude, and they're just talking about just anything. My foot's just swelling, dude. And it gets so big, and it gets so painful. Like, by the time I had like a glass of wine, a blood thinner, terrible idea. Chris has to literally carry me not only to the sidewalk and then set me down in the dirt by a tree. He has to go run down and get my truck and then bring it up to the bar and then carry me and put me inside my truck so I could drive home all the way back here.
With your fucked up foot?
With my fucked up foot. So I drive home, dude, and I just got this worst
right or left foot?
My left foot. Which
okay.
This is my left ankle that I've already broken 3 times.
Yeah, but your right foot would be the one that's operating.
Yeah,
pedals.
I thought you were driving with your...
Oh, yeah. No.
Dude,
Thank
I was
God,
like,
dude.
Shane, just go to the hospital.
I've done that with a boot before. I won't tell that story, but I've had to do that before. But yeah, so anyway, so I get home, and dude, I hate going to the hospital. Like, I just hate going to the hospital.
Well, yeah.
I have good health insurance and all that stuff. I just don't like going.
I don't think it's supposed to be fun.
No, not at all. Never a good experience.
Welcome.
No one's ever
So happy to see you
sick,
again.
I get to go to the hospital.
Yeah. So I can't wait to eat that shitty snack shop food. So I get home, and I literally had to crawl up the stairs here to get home. And I lay in bed, and if you've ever like broken something and you aren't immediately seeing, you got shitty painkillers, you just lay awake all night, like you don't sleep. So I'm tossing, turning, dude. I'm not sleeping. So the next morning, I wake up and my foot is way more than the size of a grapefruit now. Like, I know this sounds exaggerated, but I'm not exaggerating. It was disgusting, and I'm like, okay, I have to go to the hospital. This is bad. So dude.
If your ankle's the size of or your foot's the size of a grapefruit, that's bad,
Dude. It was.
If your foot is the size of not what your foot is,
Yeah, it's bad.
Dude, even if it's smaller, that's
So-
bad.
So I've got, it's obviously, fractured, broken, whatever. I'm like, this is, I've broken this ankle multiple times and it never looked like this. And I was like, something's seriously wrong. So I'm like, all right, I called out of work. Can't make it. So we have a lot of crutches here at the house, just so you all know.
yeah.
You know what? I like to go on like purgings and cleanings and organizing. And
You
stuff
saved
like
the
that.
crutches.
No. Yes, I saved the crutches.
Yeah.
I saved.
They're in the closet.
I
Yeah.
saved all 3 pairs of the crutches. Do you know where I put them? In the fucking attic, in the garage.
Genius.
Because how, the best place when you need crutches is to climb into the attic and get crutches. So
Attic?
the attic. Attica. I'm just hoping
Finch.
my mouth isn't on fire.
Huh?
Atticus
anymore, dude.
Finch.
What?
Atticus Crutch.
No.
It came in clutch. So anyways, dude, so the crutches,
Came in
all of the
crutch.
crutches that we own. I even have the medical boots from like previous injuries and stuff. I decided to put all that stuff in the attic. Unreachable. Nobody's home because everybody's
It's kind of
at
like
work.
manifesting not getting hurt.
I'm not gonna need this again because I'm gonna be careful
Yeah.
and not be a total dumbass on set.
Until you get hurt and you're like,
Yeah. So obviously these are completely unreachable. Every single person that we live with is at
the
work
air.
conveniently. So I'm like, okay, I can't get to these crutches. I come up and I grab my laptop backpack too because I was like, well, I'll do some work while I'm at the hospital. So I am walking down the second flight of stairs and I fucking slip and I eat shit. And my first response was to put my foot down, dude, and I did. And I laid on the tile down there, kind of where we keep the shoes. I was just like in like screaming amounts of pain, and I was just like trying to soak it up. And I was like trying to compose myself, and I finally got up. I put one shoe on my right foot. I didn't even put a shoe on the left foot. And dude. So our neighbor with the Jeep. So I tried to use a pool cue as like a Gandalf walking
my
stick,
gosh.
right, with my backpack on and like all my stuff in my pockets. I'm wearing sweatpants, and I'm trying to get myself to my truck, which is down our driveway, which isn't a big slope, but with a
enough.
really broken ankle, it's enough. So I'm doing this right, and I fucking slip and eat shit again.
oh my god.
And I lose a pull cue, and I do the stumble thing forward, but I'm trying to hop because I'm not trying to put my left foot down, and I have to finally put my left foot down because I'm going to break my laptop and my backpack.
Oh my god.
So I was like, well, fuck it, I can't break my laptop. It's too expensive, so I'll just fucking put my foot down. So I put my foot down, dude, and again, just like immense amounts of pain. And then the neighbor comes out, and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm trying to go to the hospital. He's like, who's taking you? And I was like, me. And he's like, what? So he pulls up and, he gets me in the Jeep and takes me to the hospital, and it turns out like I have like a torn tendon in my
that's
ankle.
nice of him.
Yeah, dude. So dude, he was super cool. He was like trying to get me weed and stuff. He's like, let's smoke
Hell
some pot.
yeah.
I was like, no, I need to make sure that everything's okay.
I need to
first.
hang out with that
Yeah,
guy.
dude, he's super cool. Our neighbor is really dope. In case you guys don't know,
I'm
Tell me
sh-
which one he is. Well,
He's like
the
the
one with the Jeep that's like
direct
right
house.
here at the cul-de-sac. The end of
Like
the
right at
cul-de-sac.
the king of the
Yeah.
table,
Yeah,
you know.
he's
Yeah.
dude. He's the coolest guy in the world. But anyway, so he takes me to the hospital. And then, dude, by the way, dude, the hospital, man, dude, their service is terrible nowadays. There was
What do
nobody
you
else.
mean? I'm used to Hemet, bro. I know.
That's also terrible.
I've
I almost
never been
died
in-
there one time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
dude.
I
So
have.
there's
Never
no
mind.
wheelchairs, dude.
I've
There's
been
no
to La Jolla.
wheelchairs, and I can't get in there. And then there's no nurses to help wheel me in with a broken ankle. So I had to stumble in. I almost ate shit again inside the hospital trying to get there. And again, right after I ate shit, still then nobody came to help me. Weird, crazy. Come on, Kaiser, pick up.
Oh,
So anyways, yeah, you brought me food. You brought me food because I was starving, dude.
Anyways, yeah. So that was kind of like kind of on set, but
COVID.
it was caused from being on set. But it wound up I almost had to get surgery right before I was going up to Seattle to teach stunts, and I was gonna have to have surgery to repair the torn tendon that I got from that stupid thing on set from jumping up and messing around on set and being a total dumbass by smacking my partner and rolling my ankle on a cord. I fractured my foot in 2 spots and I ripped the tendon off of the bone, dude. So that was like not totally related to the movie, but like that was like my 1-star fucking set experience,
Dude. And that
totally
was
due to myself, dude.
That was only like when you were teaching was done. Nothing on set.
Dude,
it was
we were done
you were
for
just
the day,
dicking
dude.
off.
I was literally just dicking off,
Cool.
and like we were
All
done
right,
for the
well,
day.
so like that's what you can expect, people, if you want to get involved in this type of world. But I highly recommend signing up for your program. Yeah, that's really shitty, but like, it's, I'm assuming, definitely part of the job.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like-
yeah, the injuries in general are just part of the job, so you just get used to it. It's literally like the dumb stuff like that always happens when you're doing dumb stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, but it's good. Wouldn't trade it for the world, and still going. So
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, dude. Well, what do you want? Like, what can you plug? Like, whether your ads or your movies that you've been
Yeah,
to
dude.
watch,
Honestly, the biggest plugs where you can see like all the stuff that I do usually eventually gets posted onto my Instagram, and that's at SoCal Stunts on Instagram. It's what's the not the hyphen.
Underscore?
Underscore. Thank you. It's so.
I mean, I'm gonna
underscore-
tag you in the post and everything.
So
too,
underscore Cal underscore Stunts on Instagram. As you can see all my stuff there. I just posted a bunch of the James and stuff. I have another movie that just finally got released that I worked on that I'm going to post some material and stuff on there too. Now that I finally can, because you can't until the stuff comes out. So yeah, check it out. And if anybody's ever interested in learning some stuff that lives out our area,
learn some stunt shit.
come on out, man. Don't be shy. So
Yeah.
heck yeah. Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks for talking.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.